2 snaps ago and a 24-yard touchdown run called back because of a hold. They have a triangle formation of receivers to the far side. Hooten motions to the near side, and now everybody was moving. That's going to cost them 5 more yards. So Brian Smith, who's already about 3 steps out of the field to the far side, cannot be happy at him with the way this game has started. I mean, it's been sloppy from a Covington Douglas standpoint after they were gifted great starting field position by the underclassman kicker Nicholas Nahara. So it's 3rd down and 8, back at the 27-yard line. 9.5 minutes to go, opening quarter. There's no score. Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst with you on Skordle tonight, the game of the week, brought to you by High Plains Insurance. 2 receivers left, out of the gun. Smith on a little slip screen, has a receiver. He'll bounce out left. He's got running room to the 10, to the 5, and he's in for the touchdown. That's Camden Thayer, the 5'9", 162-pound junior. And they diagnosed the defense perfectly and ran a screen to Thayer, who takes it in for the touchdown.
Great play call again. Taking advantage of Garber's aggressive defense. And despite the penalties here early, Covington still converts.
8th reception for Thayer. And for Camden, that is his 3rd receiving touchdown. Covington Douglas will go for 2. They're 14-25 on 2-point tries this year. Jackson Weebling will come in as one of the down linemen on a substitute. He'll line up on the right side of the defensive front. Covington Douglas, 14 of 25 for the season on 2-point tries. Ford Smith rolls right, now reverses left, circles all the way back to the 15, throws it to the end zone. It's broken up and intercepted. So the try for 2 will fail, and we get a timeout. 9:17 to play in the first quarter. Covington Douglas takes advantage of good starting field position. They lead Garber 6-0 here with the High Plains Insurance Skordle game of the week.
It outside, so it's a good little call. I don't think we gained much there, maybe a half yard, so it looks like it's going to be 3rd and 3 again. Again, it's 2 down territory for the Indians, so you don't have to come up with something just crazy right now. Here we go. We do a lot of this, trading and shifting and stuff, so let's see what we can do. Get up in there, Mal. There we are. Look at here. Look at here. Look at here, Indians. Go score. Go score. First down, Indians from the 3. That's what I'm talking about right there. I told you, man, we came to play tonight because last year we got embarrassed down at their place. I'm telling you, Cook's got these boys ready to play.
Yeah.
I'm just telling you.
And you can tell
there ain't no excuses.
Right
it don't
now.
matter who's hurt, who's injured. Get up here and play football, fellas. There we go. Push him in there.
Get him in there. He's close.
Here we go. We're going to be first down and about from the yard. It's going to be 2nd down and about a yard and a half, about a yard and a half to the goal line. So we're about on the 1.5 yard line. Maybe
hey, look at how much
2.
time we've ate up on
I know
this,
it.
too. I mean, love it.
That's huge.
Yeah.
I mean, keep the ball away from these suckers, man. Here we go, fellas. 2nd down and goal from the 1.5. Here we go. We're trading again, moving guys over. Let's see what Coach's got down here. Get up in there. Malachi!
Get there? On the reach?
Close. We fumbled the ball?
No, he was down. Oh, my.
That's the stuff that kills you, man.
Well.
It just kills you. You know, we overcame the penalty down here, and I didn't even see the ball come out. I guess it was –
probably reaching for it. I mean, because he was tied up down low. I thought he was down. Obviously, got a different angle up here, so I couldn't see it. You got some replay? No?
No, they've got sideline huddle down there on the sideline. I'm sure they're going to be able to see it. That's
man, that hurts.
Man, that's a killer. I mean, that's one of those great drive. I mean, we did about everything.
Fantastic.
One penalty and a fumble. We fumbled on the 1.5,
and who knows even about that.
Hey, let's just shut them down right here defensively.
No doubt.
We're going to be all right. Let's get after them defensively. Let's see what's happening.
Took a lot of time off the clock.
They come out in the A set, I believe.
Got to fit.
Got to fit. Dadgummit. We just missed 2 tackles in the hole.
We're going to catch him. Run him down.
Folks, Elgin just scored on about a 98-yard touchdown right there. That was a backbreaker, man. I mean, we just hit them right in the hole. 2 guys missed. The guy put his head down. Linebacker in the hole misses it. I mean, there's no safety. There's no fold player. I don't know where our safeties were. I don't know where anybody else was. I mean, you know, they've got us in that double. I think that was A set. It looked like they had a receiver on each side, so that would be 12 personnel. And it looks like, I don't know. I don't know. Golly, that's a killer. That's exactly what we didn't need to happen, but
no.
Yeah, in football, you gotta have that mentality. Next play, next play, next play. So we've had a couple bad plays in the world. We got to let it in a row, but we've got to let it go. We're going to take a quick break right here. We'll be back just shortly.
Dr. Matt Dieselhorst at Dieselhorst Sports and Orthopedics can help you.
Todd, one of the biggest differences I've noticed from Covington is on the defensive side of the ball. And a lot of times if you want to take that next step to possibly battle for a quarterfinal, semifinal, finals game, you have to be good on the defensive side, Nate, man.
Derek Doherty also had good pursuit to the football. He was in there, so he'll get a half tackle along with Pearson for a loss. And now it's 3rd down and long for Garber at their own 48-yard line. Exactly 8 minutes to go here in the first quarter. It's 6-0 CD, going 5 plays, 42 yards in their opening drive. 2 receivers to the far side. Now Bishop motions, and the snap came back to him. He's able to handle it after he juggled it. He runs left and is tackled by Ford Smith for a yard gain to the 49. And that play, Adam, was nearly disastrous as the snap was coming back to Bishop, but Mark Bishop cut in front of him from right to left, juggled the snap because it hit him right in the number 4. And by that time, Covington Douglas able to rally.
Yeah, once again, you see Covington Douglas's pursuit in the backfield. You had both Smith and Daugherty were right there to make the tackle. So interesting, something to keep an eye on.
Garber in punt formation back at the 42-yard line, and the punt is away from Seth Smith. That's a dandy of a punt. It hits at the 5, and the wind of his back. It takes a left bounce and goes into the end zone for a touchback. But, boy, that's a terrific job by number 84, Seth Smith, the junior, on the punt. So Covington Douglas leading 6-0 with 7:08 to play in the first quarter. Will have it 1st down and 10 for their second offensive series of the night. First and 10 at the 20, 7:08 to go here in the first quarter. Glad to be with you from Garber tonight here on Skordle. Our second time to see the Covington Douglas Wildcats. We saw them in week 0, 22-6 over Timberlake in Covington, just 9 miles down the road. One back set, and Ford Smith is out of the gun. Now they'll motion Taranko to the far side. Ford Smith keeps it, bouncing left, is close to a 1st down as he's tackled to the 27 at the end of the play. A flag comes in late. Nahara was the one that made the stop. Now we'll have to read the flag. Looked like he was going to get across the 28, close to the 30. They stopped him 3 yards short. Here's the indication for the referee. It's a sideline warning against Covington Douglas. So it'll be 2nd down and short. The run of 7 stands. It'll bring up 2nd down and 3 at the 27-yard line. Clock winds. Under 7 minutes to play here from Warrendale Stadium. A good crowd, as you might expect, for the renewal of the War on 74. Hooten is in the backfield, or that's Tarango as Hooten motions to the near side as the snap comes back from Trevor Frank. There was movement, and that's going to be the 3rd penalty, the 2nd false start against Brian Smith's ball club here in the first quarter.
Well, and you mentioned it on the first drive, and Covington was able to overcome their penalties. But once again here, big play on the 1st down, and then you go back 5 yards. That's got to be very upsetting for Coach Smith and his staff.
Hooten and Griffin are split to the near side. Tarango was in the backfield. Ford on a little slip screen throws for Cade Griffin, breaking tackles. He's close to the 1st down, and I believe he has it. He's spun down at the 31-yard line. Perfect call on a 2nd down and 8. They needed that, and that's what they got. Now they're looking at it, and they're going to say 3rd down and inches as the nose of the football is literally against the 30-yard line. So it's 3rd and 1. Covington Douglas tonight, 1 for 1 on 3rd down tries. Tarango in the backfield. They'll throw it out left. Ball is caught, and that's a 1st down reception by Camden Thayer as he ushers himself out of bounds at the 36-yard line. So he picks up 7. Thayer's 2nd catch of the night. His first went for 6 on a 27-yard screen pass from Ford Smith. Can Garber's defense get off the field? That's a big question against this very explosive Covington Douglas offense. 2 receivers to the near side. Tarango offset to Ford Smith's right. Now Hooten starts to motion. He lines up in a slot. They fake the handoff. Here comes the pressure, and he's swollen under and sacked. Trenton Hoops, the senior bookend, got there and sacks him back at the 22-yard line, or make that 27, so a loss of 9, and maybe that is the stop that the Wolverine defense will need to get going.
Well, and that's big with the kind of offense that Covington runs. They've been very successful in the screen game stuff, so look for that here.
5:15 and counting to go first quarter. 6-0 Covington Douglas. 2nd and 19. Ford Smith to throw, rolls right. Now he's flush for the pocket. He is going to run, and this is when he's dangerous. 40. First down at the 45. Down the numbers to the 50, to the 40. He may go. 30, 25, 20, 15. Jitterbugs at the 10, and then finally is shoved out of bounds by Mark Bishop inside the 10-yard line. But Bishop would not bite on the little jitterbug right to left fake by Ford Smith, as Bishop was the only last line of defense for Garber at a long touchdown run.
It's just such a threat to have when you can fling the ball around, and then anytime there's space, Smith just took off, and really he showed his speed.
65 yards on the run. It's first down and goal to go at the 8-yard line. Out of the backfield, it is Thayer. He's going to keep it as they went with a wildcat, and Thayer is cut down at the 4-yard line. So he gets half of the yardage needed. It's 2nd and goal to go with 4.5 minutes to play in the first quarter.
Run by number 18, Camden Thayer.
So we've seen Thayer featured on a couple of screens and now out of a wildcat formation. 2nd and goal to go. This will be the 7th play of the Covington Douglas drive. They've overcome a false start after starting back at their own 20. Key run, 65 yards for Ford Smith. Smith is back out there as the quarterback with Miguel Taranco offset to his left. Wide receivers split both ways. Look this way for Gavin Hooten, the slot back senior. Ford Smith runs left, and he's in for the touchdown. And, boy, he knew it from the 2-yard line. He started to put his hand in the air as to say touchdown. And now Smith has run for a score and thrown for one, and the lead goes to 12-0 for Covington.
And that was fairly easy for Covington, pretty much just a QB kind of sweep off the edge there, and good blocking up front by the big guys, and 2 scores quickly for Covington here in this first quarter.
That run will stand. That now is officially rushing touchdown number 7 of the season for Ford Smith, getting at a 27-yarder or 22-yarder run called back on the first drive. Now they'll go for 2. Camden Thayer in the Wildcat. They fake the handoff, and Thayer is swallowed under. And he is denied again. Seth Smith was the one in the backfield that slowed him down. He won't get credit for the tackle, but
holding is the call on the Panthers. That's their second penalty. It's a 10-yard infraction. So it makes it 2nd down and 19 from the 37. Clock runs. Pass out in the flat. That's a floater. It was a nice catch. Credit the catch to Maddox Prince. That ball really floated.
Yeah, great catch right there by Prince. It was only good for about 2 yards, but outstanding athletic one-handed catch.
3rd and 17 from the 39-yard line. We'll see if Eddie can get another rush. Senior defensive end has been tough for the Panthers to handle so far. Perry has a man over the middle and breaking tackles and getting to the 50-yard line on a nice reception, the second one of the game for Rain Major.
Looks like Pauls Valley's bringing in the punt team, but I'll tell you what, I'm impressed by the physicality of Pauls Valley's ball carriers and whether it be the running back and quarterback, just their ability to break tackles and keep their feet moving. And very physical running.
4th down and 6 here. Is this the right call, Sean?
Yeah, I think that's early in the game it is.
It's a good punt. Punt is received at the 13-yard line. A couple man missed from Kizar, and Marlowe's going to have to go the length of the field. We'll take a timeout here. Quick one. 2:09 to go in the first quarter. No score in the Skordle game of the week.
Here we go. It's a pitch play and another flag. Imagine that. That's too bad because that's a first down. Nice run there.
Flag was in the backfield.
Illegal shift.
On the Knights.
Wow. Well.
little bit disjointed right now. Doesn't it feel like that? They just can't quite string things together. Got no momentum. Lots of flags, kind of looking around at each other.
Honestly, I feel like that's what happens when referees call so much. And I know you want to have a clean game and you want to, call the things that are blatant. But my experience in any high school sport is you could call something on every single play. So
no doubt about it.
Decide what's most important. But let's play the game. We've already got 5 or 6 penalties here in the first quarter. Pitch play out to the outside. Looks like Luke Olson. Nice run. Gets a lot of those yards back and more. Not quite a first down, but close. Looks like it might be 2 yards short. It looks like timeout here for the Luther Lions. First time out of the game. So we'll take a short break. This is Skordle TV.
Forward to the Hara 44-yard line. From the Blanchard 44 to the Hara 44, that's a 12-yard gain and a First United first down.
Really good throw there from Cooksey. Obviously, Hudson Perriman's a big target. Really a can't-go-wrong situation, especially with him going horizontally over there with the little out route.
We'll see, Drake. Blanchard might go long here. You got the wind at your back for 22 more seconds.
Yeah.
Cooksey out of the gun with the blitz showing. Fakes a handoff, throws over the middle. Perryman makes the grab on the slant inside the 35 down to the 32. In fact, they'll mark him at the 33-yard line. That's an 11-yard gain. 13 seconds, 11, now 10 on the clock for Blanchard, and they're just going to let the quarter run out. Blanchard will have the ball 1st and 10 at the Hara 33 when we start quarter number 2. 1 quarter in the books. It's Hara 6, Blanchard 0. This is Blanchard Lions football.
The halfback. Olgwin takes the handoff, running right. Running forward is across the 30-yard line, but pushed back as he met resistance right there. It's a gain of 3.
That play was blocked pretty well by Pauls Valley up front and on the perimeter with their receivers, too. Marlowe's defense doing a really good job of leveraging, making the ball go where they want to go, make sure it doesn't get to the sideline.
Maybe a little bit indecision for the quarterback there. He waited for something to open up. This one, sweep goes to Olgwin, and again, pretty good defense by Marlowe. Give him another 3 yards.
Pauls Valley's showing a ton of different run looks up front offensively. That time they pitched it away from the poles, from the counter pole to the right. The previous play, they ran kind of a quarterback power read. So they're showing a bunch of run game to the poles, away from the poles, a bunch of things for Marlowe defense to recognize.
21 seconds to go. It's 3rd and 4 here. They've got the wind at their back if they potentially would like to try a field goal. This clock is ticking here, and so we'll see if they lose the advantage of having the wind at their back. This might be a time where Coach Raper might want to call a timeout. There will be none. Quarterback Perry keeps it, and that's great defense right there on the edge from the Outlaws. The stop made by Lawson Knox. Loss of 3 on the play. That's the end of a very, very quickly played first quarter. Skordle game of the week from Marlowe. It's the Outlaws 0, the Panthers 0. We're back with the start of the second right after this.
Anchor.
Formation on the inside, motion comes to the inside, quarterback keeper, breaks back to the middle, still on his feet.
The 15 to 10, back to his left at the 5, and he waltzes into the end zone. 3 catches on the drive for Hudson Perryman, and the last one is a 29-yard touchdown.
I think one of the fans brought a train horn. I think I just heard a train horn. Anyways, I was talking about the bell cow maybe being the run game for the Blanchard. I was totally wrong. They totally went straight pass game, and Hudson Perriman ended up being the cash cow there. Really good. A lot of short plays up the middle. He's a big body. He's an easy target for Cooksey, and they end up cashing it in for 6 right there.
Alex Price on for the extra point. The kick is away, and even though it's into that wind, it's right down the middle.
Can run the football and fast, but I'm telling you, coming in this game, we felt like on the inside, if we could control it like we are, I think we got a chance.
I mean, I might be a little biased, but that's just the El Reno in them. You know what I mean?
It's just
tough
the
kids.
All right, we got third down.
and
It's going to
11.
be third down from their 47. It's going to be third down and 11. Let's see what they do here. They're in 11 person. That's an unbalanced setup top, isn't it, Coach? They got the tight end covered up. I think they did.
Oh.
Yeah!
Finish. Yes, sir.
Nice job! That it, baby!
Hey!
Who is that, Coach?
5. Oh, Davidson.
Davidson, I thought he was
out.
I thought he was out. I thought he was out, too. He is playing. Spencer's playing.
Well, I'm glad he's here, right?
Absolutely. Great job right there. Hey, man, we needed that right there, Coach. That's a great job by the defense. I told you, boys, we're ready to play tonight.
Hey, and if you're not sitting on the couch right now and hyped up, maybe tossed a drink or two, hey, start getting up right now.
Mom, don't be drinking at the house, all right?
Well, I mean, Dr. Pepper,
yeah.
going to stain the carpet.
There's a shank right there. Ball should be out about the 40 or 45-yard line of Elgin.
I love it.
Hey, we got to go score right
now is where you punish them.
This is where I wish I could be down there in the huddle and just get them fired up. That's what I miss.
Yeah,
I miss the loud intensity, like grabbing somebody by their shoulder pads and just, saying, hey, good job, let's get after them.
Yeah, real nice like that.
Real nice like that, you know what I'm saying? So, anyway, here we go. We got the ball on Elgin's 47-yard line. It's 1st and 10, and this is our third time with the ball. There's 8:55 to go left in the second quarter, 7-7. Great ball game so far. Absolutely great ball game.
Hey, if it ain't broke, don't fix it.
Here we go. Pump it up in there. Get after him, Cook.
Yes,
Look at
sir.
that, right up the gut. Another 8 yards right there. You know, I got to give a count out to Coach Cook's kid, Rustin, who's a sophomore. He ain't. My right leg outweighs that kid, but he'll get up there.
You're right.
And he will hit you in the mouth, and he'll just stay with you. I love kids like that.
Yeah, just tough.
Not a huge amount of talent, but tough. Coach's kid, do whatever it takes type kid. You know what I'm saying?
Just put your head down and freaking go.
He just got in the way that time. Hey, that's all you got to do sometimes.
Hey, if it works, it works. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
He's grown quite a bit,
he really
too,
has.
over the summer.
He's going to be a good football player when it's all said and done. Here we go. Back inside. Get up in there.
Boom. Finish. That's all right.
Something was a little off there.
Oh, I thought he spun off of him right there.
I think that we got a yard on that. Maybe not a yard. I don't know.
Yeah, about a yard.
Motion from Crossan. Gilbert going to keep it again. Missed tackle. Gilbert breaking tackles and a gain of 4.
Tough run. I've talked about being impressed with Perry, the Pauls Valley quarterback, his physical running. Gilbert's really cut from the same cloth. Both these guys are physical quarterbacks.
Third down and 5 from the 27-yard line. I think this is well within Gilbert's range if the Outlaws want to try a field goal. Movement up front for Pauls Valley. Gilbert's going to check with the coaching staff. Play clock is at 6. They'll have to hurry. Clayton Robinson to his right. Fake. Pass and dropped. Dropped in the flat. I think Crossan was thinking about who was going to perhaps come up to present themselves to tackle him, and it's an incomplete pass.
Yeah,
4th down and 5.
That's at minimum a first down if he catches that, maybe more.
A little bit of a decision time here. I mean, it's a long field goal, even with the wind. 4th and 5 certainly is a manageable down to pick up. Motion from Weber. Gilbert's going to roll to his left. Got an out route, and it is incomplete, and that will be a turnover on downs.
We saw a similar play call there again that we saw from Marlowe earlier. Sprint out, throwing that back shoulder.
On this drive.
1st and 20 at the 43-yard line. Miguel Tarango is back in the backfield. Receiver to the near side, Justice Hooten. Also Gavin Hooten is this way. Justice now motions from right to left. They throw it out that way. Hooten makes the catch at the 40 and a good tackle. Well, he just grabbed him up high to Domingo Ramirez and sling him out of bounds at the 38-yard line. So they only pick up 5, and the clock stops with 2:14 to go here in the first quarter. It'll actually stay rolling as the ball carrier was hit in bounds.
Great pursuit there by Garber to keep that pass from just a minimal gain.
Second down and 15 at the 39-yard line in Garber territory. Under 2 minutes to go first quarter. Ford Smith claps his hands, floats it out left. Miguel Tarango wide open, breaks a tackle, cuts right. 30, flag is down. Tarango to the 20, to the 10, to the 5, trying to be pushed into the end zone. And he is tackled just outside the goal line. But that is coming back. You can see on the screen perhaps Cade Griffin, who's back behind the original line of scrimmage with his hands on his hips, staring first at Whitmire, the Whitecap, but over into the Covington Douglas bench.
I don't know if that's going to be an illegal man downfield or I can't tell. So
yep, that's exactly what it was. Somebody left early on that screen. And this has become a disastrous drive for the Wildcats with 1:44 to go here in the first period. They have been able to move the football, but now they're going to be back to second down and 21 back at the 44-yard line. Camden Thayer, who has the touchdown reception for the Wildcats on the board, is split to the near side. Camden is a junior. Tarango with the backfield. Wide receiver left. Miguel motions to the near side. Direct snap back. Ford Smith feels the pressure. Now gets a roll. Rolling left. Dumps it, and the ball is up and caught by Thayer. And he breaks tackles, and he's still struggling to get to the 25-yard line. And that will be a terrific gain on second down and 21 and set up third down and manageable.
Boy, and that ball was left up there in the air for somebody to come and pick off. And Bishop had a chance to really get a big hit there, but didn't wrap up.
Third down and 3 for Covington Douglas. They got 18 of the 21 on second and 21. They're now just outside the Garber red zone of the 25-yard line. 4-down territory for sure for Covington. 45 seconds and counting to go in the first quarter. 12-6 our score. 2 receivers to the far side. 1 to the near side is Gavin Hooten. Ford Smith looking over to his dad, Brian, who is a step out of the field, and he's calling the play. Ford gets the snap. Now he's going to keep it and run right himself. Ooh. And he has the first down. Boy, Garber's tackling tonight has left a little bit to be desired. They had him stopped a little short again of the yardage to gain, and he still was able to keep those legs moving and pick up almost 5, just shy of the 20.
Yeah, you're right. Every time that they come in pursuit to make the tackle, seems as if they're leaning forward for 2 or 3 extra yards.
He picks up 4 to the 21, so it's 1st and 10 from there. Final play of the first quarter. Hand off to Hooten. That's Gavin running left. Gets outside the numbers and is close to another first down. Hooten's going to be tackled to the 12-yard line, so he picks up 9 to the final play of the first quarter. 12 minutes are in the books, and it has been entertaining in the war on 74, to say the least. Covington Douglas 12.
I'll holler at you later. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. I never had that ability, Fed. I was always blocking somebody.
Yeah.
How'd you do? You were a linebacker. Did you ever play any running back? You ever get the
Man,
ball?
younger days. Shout out to Coach Lideker. Freshman year, I was a slot receiver.
You do a little cracking?
Oh, no doubt.
Yeah, no doubt.
Hey, man, slant wheel all day.
Oh,
back then.
Slant wheel.
I was a wheel guy.
Absolutely.
Colby Hudson, shout out to him. Hit me over the top. Sometimes I'd have to dive because he'd outthrow me a little bit.
Another deep ball. Young kid gets it on the 5. Oh, come on, break it. We're going to start on about our 17-yard line right there. We can't let the ball hit the ground right there. The ball, we preach about it. I know every coach does, and every team. You can't let the ball hit the ground right there in that instance. You got that freshman, that young kid knows he's got to know get up there and catch that ball in the air, because it just makes that probably meant the difference between starting on the 17 or the 30 or 35. Honestly,
could have.
Maybe so.
And hitting it off, and if you, it's a line drive, got to get it off the hop.
Absolutely.
There we go. Starting on our 17, right hash.
All right, here we go. Get up in there. Quarterback run. We missed that lineman. Somebody didn't stay on their blocking down. Quarterback run game hadn't been there tonight. I think we've only tried to do it twice, but it hadn't been there much at all, maybe 3 times. It's going to be
by Carson Bishop. So now Covington Douglas will have the wind of their back as they will move from south to north here in the second quarter. Line of scrimmage will be at the 14-yard line when we resume play here in the second. It'll be second down and 3. Covington Douglas going with an empty backfield to start the second, and 4 receivers stacked to the right side of the line of scrimmage. Here we go. Snap coming back from Trevor Frank, the 246-pound senior. Ford will keep it. Smith dancing behind the line, picking his way for a first down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line. And he made something out of very little. That was all patience and reading what he could get by Ford Smith.
Yeah, started to the left side of the line of scrimmage and made just a sweet little sidestep cut. Fell forward for about 4 yards.
So go with the same formation. 4 receivers stacked to the wide side of the field. It's first and goal to go. Covington Douglas at the 9-yard line. 11:25 to play here in the first half. And on the jet sweep, they're going to hand it off to Hooten. He gets to the 5 and then is hogtied and rolled down at the 4 by Domingo Ramirez. So that's going to bring up second down and goal to go. Give Hooten 5 on that carry. Coming in, he'd rushed 36 times for 218 yards. Second and goal to go. This will be play number 9 of the drive, upcoming for the Wildcats. We have played 13 minutes exactly of this ball game. It's 12-6 Covington, but they're threatening. Same formation. 4 receivers stacked wide right. Ford Smith looking over to the far sideline. Play clock is down to 6. They motion Tarango. He'll line up in the backfield. Ford Smith options left to Miguel Tarango. Hit, and he did not get in. What a good tackle that time. Denied him at the 1-yard line. Third and goal to go.
Big hit on the edge there by Ramirez.
That kid will come up and stick you. He's made 2 really good tackles, hard physical tackles on the last 2 Covington Douglas plays. Third down and goal to go. The ball is between the 1 and 2-yard line, so we'll officially call it the 2-yard line. 10-10 to go here in the first half. 12-6 Wildcats over the Wolverines.
That is not an earthquake. That is the subwoofer that is playing music, so just to let the fans know.
It works. Trying it out for the first time. Tarango motions, Hooten to the backfield. They give it to Gavin behind right guard. Bangs his way in for a touchdown. So 3 different Wildcats have scored their touchdowns. And with 9:58 to play in the first half, the lead.
Motion from Baron Gage. Gilbert hands the football off to Harrison. And that's good defense from Pauls Valley. Second down and long. Trying to get this back to third and somewhat manageable. Pickup of only 4 yards. So the defense really is taking over, Sean, in this game.
They have, like you said, Marlowe was doing kind of whatever they wanted to first drive, running the ball well. Pauls Valley's done a good job of neutralizing the run on second and third possession.
Gilbert's going to roll to his right. He's got some time, and he's going to go deep. He's got a man down there. It's caught! What a catch at the 10-yard line. Jacob Crossan. Play was well covered by the Panthers, but Crossan made a nice adjustment with his body and is able to haul it in for a 40-yard gain.
Great catch by Crossan. I think they're going to get Marlowe on a hold out here.
Wow, it's going to wipe it out.
I think the right offensive tackle kind of tackled Pauls Valley's defensive end as Gilbert was escaping the pocket.
That is a tough break. He did have a lot of time. It got caved in over there on the right side, Sean, so I didn't see what happened to give him that much time to roll out, but that was a heck of a catch by Crossan.
Yeah, it was a great play, and they're going to get Marlowe on a hold here, I think.
A hold happened at the 45-yard line. And then we moved the ball back from the line of scrimmage 10. So,
and the thing is, he didn't have to do it. I think Gilbert would have escaped the pocket anyway.
Just some bad breaks tonight for the home team here in Marlow. A couple of turnovers and then a costly penalty that would keep them from a 1st and goal. Gilbert going to throw across the middle again, and that ball is intercepted. Stepping right in front of it was Skeet Jolly, and Skeet Jolly is loose down the sidelines, and wow, Jolly delivers a blow to Gilbert, who was there to make the tackle. So a big interception. It's the second one of the evening, I believe, for Jolly.
Yeah, 3rd total for the Pauls Valley defense tonight. I believe you're right, second by Jolly. Again, Pauls Valley offense finds themselves with a short field.
Both teams have started here in their opponent's territory in the last couple of drives and have not been able to capitalize with putting any points on the board. So it's 1st down and 10 to go from the 37-yard line. Little misdirection from Perry, and Perry's got room. Perry's got the 1st down. Perry's inside the 20 and out of bounds at the 19-yard line. Big gain, and another penalty flag is down right around the 35-yard line, and I think this is going to come back as well.
I do like the play design there from Pauls Valley offensively. They showed a little speed option fake down here to the field, then blocked quarterback counter back up to the boundary, and got the whole Marlow defense flowing towards that speed option look.
Got to give a shout out to Shay Isbell, who was former Miss Marlow. Got the picture to prove it here from 1985. Look at that car, Sean. That's pretty impressive.
Nice.
Yeah. Listed in Norman now.
1985.
The Marlow downtown is looking, looks pretty sharp.
Marlow's got a beautiful downtown. I wondered for years why they painted their trees, and then somebody informed me about that a while back.
What was the answer?
To, I believe, fight against insects, like infestation.
Okay. You've just dropped more knowledge than I will ever have on trees. Big reception from Noah Olgwin, and they pick up a lot of that yardage back. Matter of fact, they get all 10 of it back from the holding call. 10-yard reception from Olgwin as he broke some tackles.
I've had any tree knowledge I've had imparted on me, Mark, give it to me by others. So that is not that's not a natural knowledge base there.
Well, I'm all for keeping insects out of any kind of situation. 2nd down and 10 after the 12-yard reception from Olgwin. Perry is going to hand it off to Olgwin this time instead of throwing it. And the Marlow defense stretches that out and stops him and throws him back for a loss of a couple.
Again, we've seen really good perimeter.
Finally, the last one went low. Pass play. And it read very well. That's number 4, Bennett Baker again, having a heck of a game, heck of a series. The two Bennett Bell and Bennett Baker, they are playing a heck of a game so far tonight.
There's not many plays go by in between where we don't call Bennett Baker's name.
3rd down and goal. Vega in the backfield. Get trips on the left. 1 wide right. It's pass play. And he's scrambling. Should have been a hold. Throws it deep in the end zone, and it is broken up. Wow, he had it in his hands, and who was that pulled the ball out?
Yeah.
Was that Luke Olson?
I believe it was. And he had the ball in his hands, came to the ground, and the DB just stayed with it and knocked it out of his hands.
That was really heads up play by that.
4:53 to go here in the first half. No score between Marlow and Pauls Valley.
Wiggins Auctioneers is a full-service auction company.
It's a great pass, too. That was Luke Olson. Yeah. What a pass breakup there. So 4th down, goal to go, which is about 10 yards. We got a timeout here for Luther. They're going to talk about it. try to figure out what the game plan is here. They need 10 yards for a first down, for a touchdown.
2nd and 6 from the 26. McLaughlin sends a man in motion right to left. Takes the snap. Hands to McCarrick, and he's hit in the backfield and flung down for a big loss. Blake Woods got in the backfield and took him down at the 23-yard line. Lost back 3 of the 4 he gained on first down. It'll be 3rd and 9 upcoming.
Well, I thought they would try the middle again. They did not. They tried the edge run, which has not really been working for them so far tonight. So interesting choice there, but I mean, with how much that Blanchard front has been in the backfield, I mean, I don't really know if they can really go to that pass right now. It hasn't been consistent enough.
2 receivers right, 1 left, tight end on the left as well. McCarrick split out wide right in the backfield of McLaughlin. On a passing down, McLaughlin rolling to his right. 3rd and 9 as he gets away from a rusher, throws, and it's over the head of everyone and out of bounds. Tried to get it down the field to Travis Tabor. It's a 3-and-out for Hara. And Blanchard should get good field position, and Brayson Carter might get a chance at a return here. Haven't really seen him have a chance at a big return yet this year, but we know in open field he can certainly make plays.
Yeah, got to give a quick shout-out real quick to number 11, Cole Watkins. He's been in the backfield. He hasn't been able to tag home yet, but he's had to have 2 of those Hara offensive linemen block him, and able so the Hara quarterback can get it off, but he's been putting in a lot of work.
Stoppage in play here. I don't know exactly what for.
What?
Oh, the ball was on the other hash. They put the ball on the wrong hash. So they got to move the ball back closer to the middle of the field. So
I don't want to jinx anything, but we haven't really
3 Marlowe turnovers, a fumble, and 2 interceptions have been very costly. Good defense from the Outlaws. Coming up to make the stop on that play is the linebacker, Jace Hunt, the senior. Hunt tackles Rain Major for no gain. Third down and 5. Pauls Valley, let's see, is it going to be Panthers timeout? Yes, it is. We'll take it with them. 3rd down and 5 coming up for Pauls Valley when we come back. Skordle game of the week, no score between Marlowe and Pauls Valley.
Taking it to the house every time.
5 minutes in county to play here in the first half. 18-6, Wolverines trying to score on back-to-back possessions. One back set, Mark Bishop offset to his cousin Carson's right. Carson drops, now he's going to run. 40, 35, first down to the 30, lowers his helmet, and his dump truck down there. A run of 12 for Carson Bishop. They just spread the field that time and let Carson Bishop work. He has carried 29 times for over 250 yards coming in, and you can see why he is such a weapon, having the ball in his hands at every snap.
Yeah, what an impressive run. Like you said, he just sat back there very patiently, waited till they find a spot and gain positive yardage.
4:38 in county to play, first half. 1st and 10 at the 30-yard line. Carson Bishop hands it to Mark. Mark out of an ankle tackle. Down the field, 25, cuts left to the 20. Has a first down, and he is tackled near the 18-yard line. So another double-digit run, either by Mark or Carson Bishop. That's been their offense on this drive, and why stop if it ain't broke?
Yeah, it looks like we may have a player down too, but I like it. I like the play calling by Garber, the physical running game, the big line, lean on them, and lean on your athletes.
11 yards on the run, and I'm telling you, if Mark Bishop gets full steam ahead and he hits you, that's trouble. The injured Wildcat, we can't see his number, is laying down in his stomach at the 17-yard line. 4:29 to play here in the first half. What an impressive drive orchestrated.
After halftime, I'm sure Pauls Valley would be content with grinding as much time off this clock as possible and punching one in.
No, that's exactly right. Pauls Valley has a chance to double up here. Ball's from the 11-yard line. Perry is stopped. Let's give him a gain of 10 there on the last reception. Perry has no gain. Stopped. 2nd and 10 from the 11. I think if you're Pauls Valley, just by that fact, you'll take any kind of points here, really at the end of the first half. Pretty strong wind still. The flags are, let's say the wind's gusting about 15 miles an hour out of the south to 20.
Yeah, absolutely. And with this much time on the clock in the situation, they're not going to give the ball back to Marlowe unless they score.
Just a quarterback sneak, and we've got to have a face mask penalty. That was a great job on the edge. Logan Woods was over there along with Jace Hunt, but I think they got the face mask of the quarterback, and this is going to be a very costly penalty.
It's going to be a first down, Pauls Valley. They're going to have the ball about the 5-yard line.
Personal foul usually I would think might be an automatic first down, but the high school rules are certainly different than what you see on Saturdays and Sundays. And so it will be 2nd down and 6 to go. Or 2nd and 4. Perry cuts up inside, and they're just not finding any room over there on that side of the line. And it's Logan Woods again with the stop.
We'll see if Pauls Valley goes back to some play-action pass right here. Again, I'm not sure right now what their 4th down plan is, what their field goal unit looks like. I wouldn't be surprised to see them go back to play action.
3rd down, and I think 5 from the 6. They can get a first down without getting the touchdown. Play clock is at 10. Panthers, I think, taking their time here, watching the game clock. A nice play. I wouldn't that another looked like horse collar or face mask on Perry.
I think they're going to get Marlowe for another face mask right here.
Yeah. Or a horse collar. You could tell it was either the back of the jersey, but really Perry's head snapped around.
Yeah, you can definitely see Perry's head snap around there at the point of contact.
.47 seconds to go. This gives them half the distance from the 7 to about the 3.5. So Marlowe will take a timeout. We'll take it with them. Big play coming up here. Under a minute to go in the first half for the Pauls Valley Panthers facing a 3rd down. It's the Skordle game of the week from Marlowe.
Are you looking for a local, reliable propane provider? Earnhardt Oil and Propane has been serving customers throughout Oklahoma since 1971. Let them tailor a pricing option to fit your budget. Avoid winter price spikes with easy pay, steady, predictable monthly payments you can count on. Need more fuel options? They also offer bulk fuel delivery, DEF, lubricants, and supplies for your business, all at competitive prices. For reliability 3 generations strong, call Earnhardt Oil and Propane at 866-270-1279 or visit www.earnhardtpropane.com.
Is your spouse's snoring becoming an issue? Have you been told that you need a sleep study but refuse to go into a sleep lab? Then NextGen Sleep is here to help with our innovative solution for the evaluation, testing, and treatment of sleep apnea. NextGen is proud to offer this FDA-approved, convenient, and affordable solution that can be done all from the comfort of
3rd down and 2 for Pauls Valley. Perry pulling at the trap. Is he into the end zone? Touchdown. Pauls Valley scores first on a 3-yard run from the quarterback Tanner Perry. Extra point pending. It's Panthers 6, Outlaw 0.
Good job by Perry right there, getting behind his pulling guard. Ran a little GT pull right there, getting behind his guard and tackle, just letting them do the work and leaning in behind those guys, getting in the end zone.
So Pablo Amaya will come on and try to give the Panthers the 7-0 lead. Snap is good, and Amaya boots it through for the extra point. 42 seconds to go in the first half. Pauls Valley strikes first here in Marlow. The Panthers lead 7-0.
Pitch play up the middle. Positive yardage by Neer.
Again, Mortiz right on the tackle there. Helped out again by Brody Becker, the quarterback, who's also playing. And a lot of backfield penetration on the Luther side of the ball right now.
I like the positive yardage, but we need a lot of it right here. So it's third down and about 14, maybe 13. Nobody in the backfield. Nate Rouse by himself. And it's a pass. And it's a touchdown! No! Oh.
That was 6. Krotz got open, had it hit his hands, and couldn't bring it in.
Oh, my goodness. He got great separation.
He sure did. Perfect ball from Nate as well, right there. Just bobbled it a little bit and couldn't hang on to it. Good play, though, right? I like the play. Like the call.
Great call. Great pass. And, he just could not hold on to that ball. Wow. That was he was either going to catch it and go down about the 4-yard line, 3-yard line, or he was going to score.
Yeah. Boy, that was he's going to be sick about that when he sees it.
And that's not a very effective punt right there. Line drive. Almost anything would have been better than that punt right there. Just kick it up in the air.
Yeah. Not exactly sure what he was trying to do there.
But booted it straight into the end zone.
I don't know who kicked that. It looked like it was maybe Benton McKim, but I didn't think he was a kicker. So I don't know if there was maybe some trickeration intended on that, but it didn't work out.
It was maybe there was some trickery there that just didn't happen, but that's unfortunate. 20-yard line, first down and 10 here for Luther.
Camden Thayer it was, and he picks up 11 to midfield. Carson Bishop hit him hard on the boundary. Clock continuing to wind, 2:17, 2:16 to play here in the second quarter. Garber again does not have a timeout. Covington Douglas has all 3 of theirs if they need it. First and 10 for the 50 in 2 plays. They've moved upfield 34 yards. Slip screen this time to Cade Griffin. Bounces outside 40. Down the numbers 30, 20. A flag is down. Griffin cuts right to the 10 to the 5, and he's in for the touchdown. But it's coming back. There was a hold when he initially got free on the little slip screen at the 45-yard line.
It was right out here in the open, and honestly, it was completely unnecessary because – ultimately it wasn't probably going to affect what happened out here on the edge, but that's what happens a lot of times.
Boy, Covington Douglas just continues to shoot themselves in the foot. To this point, it hasn't cost them. That's the second scoring play of over 20 yards tonight that will be erased because of a holding penalty. Well, we have a moment. Happy birthday this weekend to the legend himself, Randy Turney, a guy I really like, a guy that Adam likes, but the difference is I don't have to and he does.
Yeah,
seriously, Coach, have the best birthday weekend.
Yeah, he's a
good one.
He's a special person for sure. He normally is calling a lot of these games, so we gave him the weekend off so he could celebrate his birthday, and I think the Lady Rangers celebrated it in style with him.
Pretty cool today in the locker room. First and 17, back at the 43-yard line. So the touchdown reception of 39 yards comes off the board. Now they're going to throw it out left to Hooten. Gavin hits, spins, and did he stay in bounds? He did, as he is tackled at the 48-yard line.
Yeah, and that's
hit by Cooper Hughes.
That's a situation where Hooten's got to know he's got to get out of bounds. Major props to Hooten. He's got his Skordle cleats on tonight, wearing his bright green Skordle cleats.
Second down and 12 at the 48-yard line. Covington Douglas attacking through the air of this drive. Here comes the pressure. Ford Smith is wrapped up, and they're going to get him down this time at the 45-yard line. Well, it was a jailhouse break for the 8 Wolverines were surrounding, and Trenton Hoops was the first one to get him to the ground.
Well, and I tell you what, big props to Hoops because You let go of Smith there, and Smith had a lot of green in front of him, so that was a big play there for Garber.
3rd down and 16, back at the 44-yard line after the sack. 42 seconds to play here in the first half. They are going to motion Miguel Tarango. They're looking for a screen again. This time it's Tarango on the far side, down the boundary. He's at the 45, bounces off a tackler, then finally is rolled down to the 43, and a late flag comes in. And I think Garber has just committed a penalty that's going to give Covington Douglas a first down with 30.7 seconds to play in the second quarter.
Yeah, Domingo Ramirez made a great play, a great hit on Tarango, but unfortunately he continued hitting him after the player was out of bounds, and so obvious flag. And so now we see a flag affect Garber.
They have not been penalized much tonight. More than likely, it's going to be a personal foul, late hit called against the Wolverines.
We're gonna have a special guest on at halftime.
We are.
Superintendent Dusty Torrey.
It's as big as it gets.
I think he's going to talk about some of the things that Garber has going on with their new bond issue they recently passed.
After the 15-yard penalty is marked off, line of scrimmage will be at the 28-yard line. And again, with 3 timeouts and 30.7 seconds to play, Covington Douglas is poised to build on a 2-touchdown lead. A costly 15-yard penalty tacked on to the end of a big play by Tarango. Now they'll start the clock. Empty backfield for Ford Smith. Smith rolls left, throws left, ball underthrown, but Tarango is able to make the catch, but a good play by Domingo Ramirez at the 22-yard line. And Covington Douglas will call their first of 3 timeouts with 18.5 seconds to play.
I could have sworn that ball hit the turf. It looked like it hit the ground, but I guess it didn't.
What he did, he had his hands underneath it, and he kind of flipped it up in the air. And then that play enabled Ramirez to come in and gain ground to make a good open field tackle. I really liked what I've seen for Domingo Ramirez tonight out there at corner.
This is a huge, huge possession in this game. Garber really needs to keep this thing down to 2 scores and keep Covington out of the end zone. 2 scores and 8-man, even 3 scores and 8-man. Not too hard to come back from.
Especially when you get the first possession of the second half.
Exactly. But, man, you definitely want to keep it around 2 scores.
18.5 seconds to play in the second quarter. 18-6 our score. Mark and Meek taking the show down south tonight to Marlow for the first time ever for Skordle. I guess next week we're going to make a trip to a new place.
Yep, we'll be going 2 new places. We'll be going to Perkins Tryon for Metro Christian and Perkins, and we'll be going to Dewar for Velma, Alma, and Dewar as
That'll
our other
be a heck of a game.
You bet it will be.
Velma Alma took it to Pioneer Pleasantville last night. Second down and 4 at the 22-yard line. 18.5 seconds to play in the first half. 2 timeouts, so they can throw over the middle of the field. Ford Smith gets a low snap again. He stands tall, throws left, and off target, looking for Cade Griffin on the near side. 3rd down and 4, and now 14.7 seconds remain. So it's 3rd and 4 at the 22-yard line. Garber trying to avoid back-to-back losses. They lost to Drumright 80-46 last week. They are playing without Trevin Blazer, their outstanding 2-way player, as well as their starting quarterback, Brett Howry. He is out 8 weeks with a broken collarbone. Blazer was listed as doubtful, then moved to questionable. It was a game-time decision. They worked him out of the field, but he was unable to go. Low snap, Ford Smith rolls right. He'll throw it in the back of the end zone, and it is caught. Was he in bounds? And he was out of bounds. That was Gavin Hooten. And now 8.4 seconds remain. It's 4th and 4 for the Wildcats.
Good job up front by Garber, bringing some pressure and getting Smith to have to move and throw off his back foot.
And they are getting pressure, especially in the back half of this first half against Ford Smith. 4th and 4 at the 22-yard line. Time for one final crack. Or do you just worry about getting the first down here and then burn a timeout and have one final crack at it? Tarango now is going to be in the backfield. 2 receivers wide right. It's Cade Griffin and Camden Thayer. Play clock is down to 5. Ford Smith looking over to the far side. They snap it with 2. Ford Smith on 4th down, rolling right. Now he's going to run for the first down. He angles right and has it as he's out of bounds with 2.7 seconds to play here in the first half. So now you have an opportunity to take one final throw into the end zone. As that run ends at the 16, it's a gain of 6, and it's first down and first and 10.
I like that. Give yourself a much more manageable situation. Obviously, you got one play left, so run, your best one play you've got in the playbook here.
See Mark Bishop, the safety. He is playing about at the 3 or 2 yard line. He's looking like a center fielder. Now he steps up a few steps. Final play, barring a defensive penalty in the first half. Ford Smith will roll left, throws right. Wide open is Cade Griffin, and he will not get into the end zone. What a terrific defensive play by Garber. And they slung Griffin to the ground, and he is on his back injured as the first half comes to an end. If Garber comes back, Adam Dieselhorst, and wins that football.
And they don't.
They do
they
absolutely
pitch it.
do not.
And Luke Olson.
Coach, it's time to go to the locker room here.
Yeah.
7 seconds. You haven't
I'm not
played
sure
real
I want
well.
to get my
No.
kids hit either
No.
unnecessarily right now.
Take a knee and let's go talk about it at halftime.
Yeah.
I like the mindset. Just don't know that this is the right time to be
it
that
doesn't look like
aggressive.
Luther has any timeouts, so they're not going to kill the clock. Hand off to Deere. Nice little nifty run, first down, and a flag again.
Pointing at the defense.
face mask on the defense. That's a 15-yard penalty. And still 1.4 seconds left, so you're talking one play here. So I'm not sure what trick play they got up their sleeve. Maybe Statue of Liberty here.
Considering how aggressive he's being, nothing's off the table right now.
And Nate will just take a sack and lose about 10 yards. So
I don't know what the design was there,
nope.
but
rollout pass maybe, but that's the half. So it is 12-7 Luther. We will be back with you in just a little bit. Thanks for joining us here on Skordle TV.
Appreciate that. But we were kind of contemplating last week. It seemed like the Blanchard Band always kept adding things, whether that be just appearance-wise, actual movements.
Tonight they've got a live tiger. I'm kidding.
Tonight they're going to actually try and reincarnate a ghost. I don't know.
Oh, it's like Gladiator out there.
That's right. But
no, they have been adding to this circus performance all year long. And I will say, Class 4A, you know this, Drake. Blanchard has a really good band program here at the Oscar Brooks Sports Complex. So they're putting on a show out on the field. While they do that, let's look at some scores from around the state of Oklahoma. It is your halftime scoreboard update brought to you by brought to you by First United Bank and Mortgage. Our game sponsor tonight is Brightway Insurance. Let's start in Class 4A, and let's give you the district scores first. Newcastle all over Tecumseh, 35-0 first quarter in that game. Newcastle leads Tecumseh.
Been the leading rushers for the Bears. And then Joey Bear, 8 of 14 through the air. Shane, 109 yards, a touchdown there to Rudd there in the kind of closing.
And no picks.
Yeah, no picks.
Yeah, no picks is big.
So 8 of 14, 109. So kind of begs the question, I don't know. You know, we had heard we're going to see both quarterbacks tonight. Joey's playing well.
He is. And I think you got to stick with a hot hand here. And maybe throw in a wrinkle or two, but Bear has played a really nice. Got out of the pocket, kept his eyes down the field,
right?
Found the open man, made some really nice throws. So
you know the difference in him tonight is versus earlier. You know, earlier in the year, and this is kind of Joey's a senior, but he's a young quarterback.
Yeah,
he hadn't played that much. He hadn't played varsity quarterback much, and he was real. He's got some speed, he's got some quickness, and he was anxious to run early.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight he has really stood in there and looked downfield. Even a couple of times when I wish he would have run, because I think he could have got 12 or 15 yards. But I know they've been working on him with.
I was looking. I think it's 5 or 6 here in a row, and not only passed him, but passed him by really large margins. So it does speak really highly of our community. They want the best for our kids. They want to provide great facilities. They want Garber to be a place that, is attractive, to other kiddos and stuff maybe in other areas. And you drive through Garber and you look at the school and you just look at things that the previous superintendents and things have done, and the board and the community, and it's really, really awesome.
Makes your job taking over at the top spot done a little easier when you don't look around and go, okay, there's so many things that need fixed. Where do I start?
Sure. And, I coached here back even in the late 90s, and so I can actually speak to we were poor. I mean, we were dirt poor in the late 90s, and we would have no chance to pass a bond back then, but the windmills have really increased our valuation, and that's been the key for our community, and And I think people just seen the nice things and they like it, and they've got on board with it, and kids deserve it. And if you don't pass bond issues, you don't get enough money just in your general budget, to do the things you look around here that we've been able to do. So it's really exciting.
Well, and with money, what it is from the state, bond issues become much, much more important these days, don't they?
Sure, exactly. We have some local revenue here, but we also rely on state aid, and you just don't get in our building fund what we get every year is just not enough. It's barely enough to keep up with HVACs and maybe a new bus, every 5 or 10 years, and so you just hope your community will support it, and ours has been great.
Okay, what's the points of emphasis on this new bond? What can we expect to see take place here in Garber?
Well, the priority and the first thing that got started was the cafeteria remodel. We knocked out the back wall of the cafeteria. We're adding over 1,000 square foot to our cafeteria, which is it is the oldest kind of remaining building that we have, and so we're completely gutting the kitchen. We're spending over $1 million in the cafeteria alone. We were able to completely revamp our playground this summer. We put new roofs on part of our elementary and our old PE gym. We're buying new buses. We're spending $300,000 in technology improvements and curriculum upgrades. And then right over here to the south, you can see they've started you'll see a pad poured out there here next week, and it's a 6,000 square foot field house. So it's going to be extremely feasible for our guys, and a huge upgrade from this gray box that we have over here to the north.
All right, you've gone from being a coach to running school districts. It's been a big change for you in your career, hasn't it?
It has. I mean, a lot of things carry over, though. I think just setting goals and having goals for yourself, and just trying to motivate. Instead of motivating players and athletes, you're motivating your staff and your community and your kiddos in the entire district. It's been a learning curve, and I spent 8 years at Locust Grove, 4 as assistant superintendent and 4 as superintendent, and then now I'm in my second year back here at Garber. So I've had a few years to kind of get acclimated to this role, and it's rewarding. It pays off, and it's just nice to see good things happening throughout the school district.
Dusty Torrey, Superintendent of Schools at Garber, visiting with us here at halftime of the High Plains Insurance Skordle Game of the Week. Dusty, it has to be nice to get back here to Northwest Oklahoma, doesn't it? Because, trust me, I know, when you live here and you move away and you have a chance to come back, it's a special place.
It really is, and I think Garber's is more special than any of them in this area. My dad, I kind of kid him because I coached at Garber over the years in the 2000s. I've spent 8 years coaching here, and of course we had a lot of success coaching the boys, but he came to so many Garber games that when I moved and left, he kept coming back. He knows all the fans. He knows all the people. They're just great, salt-of-the-earth type people, and now he just thinks he's from Garber, so he comes to every game. He's in the stands tonight. So
when you make that transition, Dusty, from being a teacher, a coach, to administration, was this ever a place in the back of your mind you thought, hey, if I have a chance to get back to Northwest Oklahoma and get back to Garber, that's something I want to do?
It was. There's been a couple times over my career that it's been kind of discussed, and opportunity may have arisen, and it just didn't quite work out at the time. But this time, it just seemed like the right time, and so I'm definitely grateful for the board for having me back and trusting me.
Watch the ball. Looks like it's going to be offsides.
Yeah. I mean, that's the third time we've jumped off sides. It's got to be frustrating for the coaches, for the kids, for everybody. It's the same old things keeping us from being who we want to be as a team.
Yeah.
It's 10:55 left, 10:56 to go. They've got the ball on our 30-yard line. Elgin does. It's 28-14 Elgin over the Indians. We've got a pass play right here. Looks like they're going to go for a home. Well, no, they ran They ran a crossing route. Dadgummit, I thought our guy was going to get in front of it.
He's right.
He was right there. I tell you what, the quarterback made a heck of an accurate throw right there.
He did.
He really did.
Well, and if That time we didn't get much pressure there.
No, he had too much time to throw it.
I mean,
he just had too much time to throw it.
Got to get home. Got to get it, messing up this dude's clock.
We've got it. We've sacked him one time. But the other couple times, 3 or 4 times he's thrown it, he's had the time. Ball is on the 8-yard line of the Indians. Here we go, a little power trap touchdown. He never even got touched. Looks like we got our butt whooped over there. One of their guys pancaked one of our guys. That didn't look. Well, Coach, that wasn't a good start to the third quarter right there. What was that? Was that confetti? Are they blowing confetti over there? They got confetti in the stands, I see. Looks like it's 34-14, Elgin. 10:46 left to go in the game. It's now 35-14. 10:46 left to go in the third quarter. That's just not the start we wanted right there. So.
100.
That'd be a face mask. Come on.
There it is.
Holy.
Good call. There comes the 15-yard face mask. There, good call, Stephen Carey. So we got a Peterman to the right side, no gain, actually a loss, but there's going to be a 15-yard face mask penalty. So another first down here for the Bears.
Yeah, so Peterman 9 carries at 105 now.
Very nice.
First 100-yard rusher of the year for the Bears.
Okay, outstanding effort there. So we just got to let's go capitalize it. Here's what we talked about earlier, these mistakes by the Tigers. Right. We have got to capitalize on these things, so let's make this happen right now.
You know, we talked about confidence and how important, it is for us being 0-3 to, hey, we got to get some good things happening and get some confidence. They were thinking the same thing coming in, Shane, and so, hopefully we're getting their daubers down a little bit.
Okay, so Bear, fake give to Peterman. Good pursuit by the defensive end by the Tigers, but Bear is able to get around the edge there, and he's able to pick up about 3. Steps out of bounds, so they'll set up a second down, about 2 yards it looks like. Second down and 8 here. So a little fake dive there. Nice decision there by Joey Bear. Sets up a second down and 8. We are driving in Tiger territory here. And there's a little out route there. The ball is caught. Connor Lane finds the catch, works his way back towards the numbers, and picks up a first down. All right, Randy, I'm liking this.
15 there.
Man, so just a quick out route, kind of a stop route here. Bear gets the ball out quick. Nice ball, good catch. And he's able to get over the first down marker, move the chains. Peterman right side, bounces it back to the left, does a spin move, and he is corralled right about a yard gain there, Randy.
Yeah, and that was the same play they'd run a little bit earlier there, Stephen, but the lead blocker kind of got out too far in front of him, I think.
Yeah, Peterman tried to cut it back, but there wasn't much there.
So that'll set up a second down. They're giving us 8 on the board, but it looks like second 9 from our perspective here. So either way, it's a second down inside the red zone here. Lone back is Peterman. And we got a pass to the end zone, and it's out of the back of the end zone there.
Yeah, need to put a little more air under that.
Yeah,
threw it a little too low, a little too trajectory wasn't quite right.
Yeah, and I got you. Even if I think like you said, if he catches it, it's still going to be way out of bounds.
Yeah.
So that'll set up a third down here. Bryson Carey checking in, and boy, I like this package they have here with Lane. Kind of that slot back there a little bit.
Slot, yeah.
So here we go, third down and 8. Be fake to Peterman. Bear rolls to his right, throws to the back of the pylon. Oh, he's out of bounds. So a little deep there on that pass as well.
Yeah, Trevor Rudd, is that Rudd back there trying to come down with that, but there's no way he could have caught it and stayed in bounds. So what's the call here, Shane? Going to go for it?
Yeah, looks like Coach David's going to go for this. I don't see Bond rolling out yet.
No.
I mean, either way, if they don't get it, it's still going to be their worst field position of the night offensively for the Tigers if we don't get this. But
let's go, Tiger fans. Let's make some noise.
Looks like Davidson is rolling a play in here. Joey Bear and Peterman back deep in the backfield here. Peterman out on the – so Bear rolls to his right. Finds a little run lane, cuts back to his left. He has the first down, and he's in.
Nice run.
So Joey Bear finds his way, slither in there like a snake over the goal line.
I thought they had him dead to rights at the 12.
No doubt.
I don't know what he did. He like disappeared and then reappeared 3 yards upfield.
Man, that's got to feel good there for Joey Bear. Been out. Did not get to play against the Tuttle.
Looks like we're going for 2 here, guys.
Okay, make that perfect 14-point leader. So it is 19-7. After the fumble into Bear territory, the Bears drive it down into the Tiger territory, get it across the goal line, and we're going for 2 right now. Oh, we got a little reverse to Kirby. He's in.
Nice job. Broke 2 tackles there, Shane.
Yes, he did. So good call there by Coach Davidson. Little kind of reverse to Kirby. He finds his way, and that puts 2 on the board. And the Bears lead this thing 21-7, Randy. So the momentum has carried over from the first half.
Second half couldn't have started much better if you'd have drawn it up.
You know, you guys talked about the atmosphere down here too. I mean, they're excited. They're pumped up. You know, I feel like they're got the energy back that they need.
I think my parents. I don't know that they would have let me have that thing in the bedroom, but times have changed a little now. First half was a really tight game. Both defenses performed well. Pauls Valley was able to force some turnovers. So what do you see here coming up in the second half, Sean?
It'll be interesting to see what offensive adjustments both teams make after coming out of the half. Like you said, it kind of turned into a defensive battle in the first half. Both offenses had advantageous field position multiple times and just couldn't really do much with it, as you can tell by the 7-3 halftime score. So it'll be interesting to see what type of adjustments they make offensively in the second half. I would bet we're going to see
in that tight end there.
All right, so we're back here. Austin Bond set to kick this thing away. Back to the Ardmore Tigers here. We got 9:59 left in the third quarter. Bears up 21-7. And a little bit more of a kick, no fair catch. It is fielded by number 2, Antonio Taylor.
Good job. And 28.
Noah Story.
Yeah, great pursuit there of Noah Story. And he's able to bring him down shy of the 35-yard line. So, once again, not bad starting position here for the Bears in this second offensive series for the Tigers.
So, Ardmore.
Position for Pauls Valley to start, 3 and out, now punting into the wind.
The punt's a pretty good one, and it's going to take a Pauls Valley bounce, but it is fielded by the Outlaws' Caden Harris, and not much of return. Pauls Valley punt team gets down there to cover the kick well, but it's a net gain of 25 yards of field position on the exchange.
I'll tell you what, Mark, I've been impressed all night with both teams, just team speed. Both teams flying around right there. It looks like, Marlowe may have a chance for a return. Had a lot of grass out here. And Pauls Valley just flying around making plays. Good team speed on both sides.
44-yard line of Marlowe is where this drive will start. The Outlaws scored in their last possession on a 37-yard field goal by Gilbert. Quarterback draw, Gilbert right up in the hole, and he is able to get forward for a gain of 4 before he's met by Nathan Whitaker, the linebacker for the Panthers. Senior, and a good push from the Outlaws offensive line.
I like that right there from Marlowe, just showing a little bit different look on first down than they have all night, showing pass, running a little quarterback draw, up an A-gap, just a little bit different look than they showed on their previous possessions in the first half.
A little different formation, too. Here's an option play, and the Panthers do a great job on the outside pursuit. Jonathan Grimmett comes over to make the tackle. A gain of 3. It'll be third down and short. They need to get it in between the 46 and the 45-yard line to pick up the first down. Motion from Baron Gage. And Gilbert's going to keep it. He's got the first down, but just barely. Right at the line, the sticks will move, and the Outlaws sustain the drive.
Another physical run from Gilbert. I've said it over and over again all night. I love the physicality of how both these quarterbacks run. He's met right at the sticks, just lowers his shoulders and gets the first down by about a half a yard.
Pitch to Gage on the outside. Gage gets out of bounds. It's good defense on the corner by Jorge Fabella for the Panthers, but another nice gain.
Pretty good perimeter blocking out here. The Marlowe receivers. Weber getting the block out here on the edge allows that play to happen.
Second down and 5. Hudson Morgan, sophomore, is there in the backfield. Morgan takes the handoff. Morgan didn't take the handoff, and he would have. He might have been gone for a touchdown. Morgan, a big sophomore. Gilbert kept it. Keeps the positive yardage going. Gain of 1 to the 39. That's pretty good defense by Pauls Valley.
Great job by Pauls Valley right there. Again, they've been really assignment sound. A bunch of quarterback read game all night, really from both sides, and both defenses are doing an outstanding job being disciplined on that. Another 3rd and 3 or 4 here.
This is an old school football game, Sean.
It is. It's fun to watch.
Teams lining up, running it right at each other. Gilbert gives the handoff to the sophomore, and he is a good-looking player. Hudson Morgan, 6'2", 203 pounds, picked up some physical yards and moves the chains. His second first down of the drive.
Yeah, you said it, Mark. Just kind of an old-school football game. We keep using the word physical over and over. You know, coming into the night, I hadn't seen either one of these teams play on film or anything this year, but this is fun. It's two teams getting downhill, getting after each other. A lot of competitive plays at the line of scrimmage. Just fun to watch.
First down and 10 from the 33. Gilbert going to run the option, tucks it up inside, and he's bounced off of 3-4 Pauls Valley defenders. 65, James Major, sophomore. One of the players that stopped him, James Major and Mason Barona. A couple of sophomores for Pauls Valley starting there in the defensive tackle positions. Second down and 7 to go. There's the handoff right up the middle and a lot of success, and he is looking for contact. Hudson Morgan has given the Outlaws some energy at the running back position.
Marlowe's just can stay committed to that inside zone running game, a little bit of read game off of it with Gilbert. But again, it's one of those things that you get 2, 3, 4 yards, and then, you know, every 4th or 5th snap, it opens up for 15.
Doesn't look like a lot of people really want to get in front of Morgan. I mean, he is running the ball with authority.
Yeah, again, just another big physical running back.
Short splits on the offensive line, and they're going to hand it to Morgan again. And look at him move the pile.
Great job by Morgan right there. That's a traditional, again, keep using the word inside zone, just zone blocking up front. And he's really hitting that kind of backside A-gap cutback lane right there and getting that defense to over-pursue, over-commit a little bit.
This is easily the most impressive drive of the night for Marlowe. They took the opening kickoff and fumbled deep inside of Pauls Valley territory, but this one has been clock moving, keeping it on the ground. Going to go to Morgan again, and he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Outlaws. Marlowe takes the lead for the first time tonight, 9-7.
Impressive drive right there, Mark.
They took half plus 8 seconds off of the clock here in the third quarter and couldn't have executed it any better from the decision in the second half to take the wind in the third quarter it's given them the lead with field position and execution.
Yeah, you got to think this is probably exactly what the Marlowe coaching staff talked about at halftime coming out, of taking the wind, getting that field position early on the kickoff, forcing a punt, running the football.
That's here with the first half, something I think Brian Smith probably addressed in the halftime locker room, not only for the final 2 periods of this one, but going forward. We can't make those mistakes and have touchdowns taken off the board. Smith with a 27-yard touchdown pass to Camden Thayer. That drive covered 2 minutes and 43 seconds. The conversion failed. It was 6-0. Garber then went 4 and out, and Covington Douglas took over they went 3 and out. Covington Douglas on a touchback punt started at the 20. They went 7 plays to go 80 yards. Ford Smith capped it with a 4-yard run. It was 12-0. Garber really had their backs to the wall at that point. They had not slowed the Wildcat offense down. In fact, of the game's first 15 plays, 12 of those were possessed by Covington Douglas, but a huge drive that took just over a minute and a half got the Wolverines back in business. They started at the Covington Douglas 49-yard line. Carson Bishop a 46-yard run, and then a tripping penalty was called against Gavin Hooten. That was half the distance to the goal line, so it was 1st and goal to go on to the next play. Mark Bishop capped it with a 3-yard run. Both Mark and his cousin Carson have had big first halves for Garber here in this one. Gavin Hooten then completed the scoring of the first half, capping an 8-play, 50-yard Wildcat drive with a 2-yard touchdown run. It took up the final 3:39 of the first quarter and extended into the opening couple of minutes of the second. Garber had a very nice drive. They had a drive of 7 minutes and 4 seconds that picked up 5 first downs. They converted on 3rd down once, 4th down once, and then turned it over on downs at the 13-yard line. That occurred with 2:53 to play.
Luther's got the ball to start off this second half, so Becker is the quarterback, and Vega, again, the running back. Handoff is to Vega up the middle, and a little gain, maybe a yard. Number 5 is in there. That's Bennett Bell, who's just had a tremendous game so far.
It's like one of the Bennetts is in on every play.
Yeah. Becker back to pass. Dumps it off to 15. Nice wrinkle they threw in there for this second half, but Crossings actually defended that very well. He's hard to get down.
A little jump pass there.
Yeah, Richardson with the catch. He's so tall. They don't have to do too much to get the ball to him. He's just got to reach his arms up and grab it. But good pursuit by the Knights defense there. 3rd down and 4. The pass play and blitz. Oh, yes. Bell again. Bennett Bell. He shot off like a cannon.
He is having a night. That is a great description of exactly what that was. He just came in hot. But, again, made the play, though. He didn't overcommit, came in low, tackled him around the knees, and down he went.
What a great blitz call by Coach Cleaver, defensive coordinator there. So brings up 4th down and long. Looks like a punt here because they're backed up on the 30-yard line. Nice punt, though. Their punter's really good.
Yard line, and down he goes. Cash Pearson will get credit for the touchdown, and a nice return by Mark Bishop in good starting field position. Let's see what adjustments the Cats do to try and slow down the Bishop cousins, Carson and Mark.
Yeah, great tackle there too. Covington's been really good at tackling in space on Bishop, and he's one tackle away every time from taking it to the house. So credit to Covington there on the kickoff return.
Covington has won the tackling battle tonight. They've tackled much better than the Wolverines. Here we go. First official play of the second half. 1st and 10 at the 34-yard line. Garber in the anthracite uniforms tonight. A new look for them here at home. And now belatedly hustling onto the field is going to be Trenton Hoops, number 10. He'll be in the backfield. So they have a power look. Carson Bishop gets the snap. It's low. He runs right, gets out of a tackle in the backfield, turns upfield and out of bounds. Hit by Cash Pearson, and the gain goes to the 40-yard line. So Carson Bishop gets 6 of the first play from scrimmage here in the third quarter.
Well, and a good positive gain to get this third quarter started for Garber.
Cash Pearson, very active. They run a 3-2 look with Pearson and Doherty as the linebackers, and those two linebackers are 1 and 2 in tackles. Doherty, who had a big first half, has 39 for the season through 3 games, and Cash Pearson, who's been big in the first half, came in with 31. 2nd down and 4 at the 40-yard line. Power look again. Bishop wants to throw. Throws out left. It's caught. And a first down, and still on his feet across midfield. And down to the 47-yard line. Domingo Ramirez on the catch, and the tackle was made by Justice Hooten.
Good play, pass and catch there. Very impressive.
Gain of 13 on 2nd and short. First down of the third quarter for the Wolverines. Going to the air despite going into the wind here on their second snap from scrimmage. 2nd and 10 at the Covington Douglas 47-yard line. Now it's the quarterback read. Bishop runs right, runs into Miguel Tarango, and Tarango drops him for a half-yard loss, but a flag was thrown behind the play, and it looks like that will be coming back. And Covington more than likely will give him first down over and take what looks to be a holding penalty. They're talking to Brian Smith across the way right now. The referee again is William Whit.
So far. Quarterback keeper. Get up in there!
Yes, sir.
Nice, good.
Hey, that'll work.
Hold on to the football. That's a good run.
Yes,
I like
sir.
it. That's a stretch power read where the quarterback kept it.
Mm-hmm.
And that was a good 5 yards. Good 5 yards.
Good job, Elijah Fisher there. Big carry there. Yeah, 5-yard gain.
5-yard gain. Again, I want to, well, I'll go back to it here in just a second.
Probably get a shift here, huh?
Yeah. Back to here. Looks like we're going to run power again. That's what we've been running. Let's see what it is. Yep. Just power play. Pull the guard, linebacker trap type play. Didn't get much on that play.
He's got to finish.
77 and looks like Elledge and 77 are battling out.
That's Dion.
Was that Dion?
Yeah, Dion called it, yep.
Oh, was it 70 instead of 60? I couldn't tell.
Yeah.
Ooh, these eyes, son.
Let's see, we got 3rd and 4.
All right, we got 3rd and 4. This is 2-down territory for us.
Mm-hmm.
Ball is on the Elgin 26-yard line. Let's see what we can muster up here. There it is again. We missed the linebacker.
Yeah.
We're just missing guys. We didn't make a yard on that. I think we might have made 1 yard on that play, so it's going to be 4th down and 2.
I don't think they gave us one there. It's 4th
Did they
and
not?
4.
It's still 4th and 3. Yeah, it's 4th and 3, Coach, because we got to get to the 22. So it's 3. Yeah, it should be 4th and 3.
Okay, I got you.
4th and 3.
Run the option, and we've got a false start on the offense. It's going to cost them 5 yards. Give you some scores from Class 3A this evening. Heritage Hall all over the Lone Grove Longhorns, 40-0 in the third quarter. 1 and 2 in this class are going to be awfully tough to deal with this year. Berry Hill down 42-7 to Lincoln Christian. Some other matchups: Holland Hall and Cassia Hall, big rivalry in Tulsa, 21-9. Holland over Cassia. Anadarko's knocking off Manford 42-14. Perkins over Kingfisher 21-7. No score between Stigler and Seminole at half.
Going to get another false start on Marlowe here.
This is not what you want after being so efficient here to begin the third quarter.
Well, they're running the ball so well, but no matter how well you're running it, 1st and 20 is tough.
scores from Class 4A. Newcastle over Tecumseh 35-0. Weatherford 28, Chickasha 0. Bridge Creek 14, Classen School of Advanced Studies 7. Blanchard has a 20-point lead on undefeated Hera 26-6. Tuttle is in a fight with Bethany 17-10. Tigers lead that one. Gilbert throws it in the flat, caught by Crossan. Crossan is come up and hit. There's 5 Pauls Valley defenders there, including Adrian Gonzalez and Jorge Fabola for the defense.
You love to see receivers who are willing to block downfield without the ball. This Marlowe receiving group does a really good job of blocking without the ball, perimeter, creating space for their teammates.
Gilbert going to throw it again. And there's the blocking that you talked about, but Pauls Valley does a good job of beating those blocks. And Jorge Fabella, the junior, 6'1", 170-pounder, has had a good night tonight on the outside. So 3rd down and 10, 2 minutes and 7 seconds to go here in the third quarter. Marlowe has dominated this third quarter, but find themselves really in the first spot of adversity so far. 3rd down and long.
Wouldn't be surprised to see Marlowe move the pocket here, run sprint out.
There you go. Sean calls it. Nice pass and a great move to get open by Crossan. And Crossan picks up the first down and more inside the 30-yard line of the Panthers.
That's been Marlowe's go-to tonight. Anytime they've had 3rd and long, really kind of a move the chain type of play, sprint the pocket out, give Gilbert the opportunity. He's a great runner, too. If he has the edge, he has the option to run it. There, probably a little too long to run. Throws the back shoulder stick route. Great throw and catch.
That was excellent communication between the quarterback and the receiver. And there's Morgan going up over the middle, man. He is making the most of his appearance in this contest tonight.
Yeah, he runs hard. You got to like the effort you're seeing from him. And just looking down at the roster, he's a big kid. You can tell by looking at him just on the field. But you look down, you see 6'2", 203 from your sophomore running back. That's pretty impressive.
Give a shout-out to the Chandler Skordle Network. That game is over early after a running clock in the second half, and so our feed is streaming on the Chandler feed right now. 2nd down and 4. Time of possession is heavily weighted in Marlowe's favor here in the quarter, and there goes Morgan again. He runs a little high. He's young, but he is big, and he is imposing. Probably changed the more experience he gets.
Absolutely. I think the Pauls Valley defensive front has learned to stick a shoulder pad and a thigh pad right there, hit him low.
Another 3rd down here as the clock ticks under 30 seconds. 14 on the play clock. Gilbert is just going to take the quarterback sneak, and it's a big push, and it's more than enough for the first down.
You said it earlier, Mark. You really, the longer these drives play on, you really start to see the Marlowe offensive line just kind of impose their will on the Pauls Valley defensive front.
I'm really impressed with both of these teams here tonight, and certainly Marlowe has looked like a different team in the second half. No turnovers after having 3 in the first half. Marlowe fans come to their feet. It's a great third quarter for the Outlaws. We'll take a break here and come back with the 4th and final.
Carson Cooksey with a rare long run. This one 27 yards, another Blanchard touchdown, and it's all Lions now. 3rd score in the third quarter for Blanchard, 3rd touchdown drive. And this time Carson Cooksey on the ground goes 27 yards for a touchdown, brought to you by Yarborough & Sons, and Blanchard leads 32-6. Price.
Miguel Taranco out of that last play. Now we'll check in. Yeah, you called them the Skordle cleats. 2 receivers right, motion man to the near side. Ford Smith
Nice.
takes the handoff. Now he's going to come left, and a great job by the Wolverines on defense. It looked like initially he was going to be able to run for days, but staying home and making a really good play was
Jason Borland.
Jason Borland. That's exactly who it was. Man, he did a good job because Ford Smith looked like he was going to have a lot of running room.
That's that edge player's responsibility. Stay at home. Outside in, everything outside in. He did a good job there.
6:19 in Canada play, third quarter. Todd Miller, Adam Dieselhorst on the High Plains Insurance Skordle Game of the Week tonight from Garber. 3rd and 7. They've already overcome 3rd and 11. Ford Smith and company at the 41. He drops. He's pressured. Throws out right. Ball caught by Tarango. Down the sideline, first down and more. Miguel Tarango bangs into a defender at the 50 and then goes down, and a flag comes down at the end of the play. And the run is.
Glad to be here in Marlow. First down and 10 to go from the 18. Gilbert with Morgan. Morgan gets the handoff, and the Panthers are starting to wisen up to that play right off of the center, and it is no gain there, maybe a gain of 1, 2nd and 9.
Marlow continues to be committed to the run game, which they're just fine with that clock milking down too. Be anxious to see if they run a little play action off of it, or possibly have Gilbert keep that read off the backside of that.
Still a lot of time on that play clock at 15 seconds. Morgan is going to take it, and Morgan goes up the middle, and he almost broke it down to the 5-yard line. Might be my player of the game for the impact that he's made coming in here tonight in the third quarter. And also give big credit to the offensive line for Marlow. Tight end Corbin Dittner, Brock Smith, left tackle, right tackle, Caden. Hold on, we'll get to more of those guys here in just a second. Play clock is at 10. Gilbert. That great fake as Gilbert walks it into the end zone. Morgan took a big hit, but he didn't have the football. Gilbert has it, and he goes in for the score, and Marlow extends its lead now to 16-7. Those offensive linemen that we mentioned, Brock Smith, the tackle, Jason Manning, the left guard.
Thought about passing it, but he decided to run it. But look in the end zone. There's a Knight player wide open. Now, he is a little hard to see with the black jersey and the black end zone.
Yeah,
but
number 7, Benton McKim.
He kind of had his arms out like, hey, I'm open here.
I think Benton was failing to realize his quarterback was on the run for his life there. He was getting chased down and running to his left, trying to get a little sliver of daylight to get that pass off. Yeah.
I will say it's nice to see Nate running to his left so that he can throw the ball.
Exactly.
Pitch there. Nice run.
Gain.
Steps out of bounds, but I think he's close to maybe still 2 yards short. So third and 2. It's a big play right here. You'd like to go ahead and pick up this first down so you don't have to make a 4th down decision here, but they've been getting a lot of chunk plays. So
they sure have.
Near and Olsen in the backfield. Nate pitches. No, nice handoff to Near. Fake pitch.
Fake pitch inside handoff. I mean, that was a great play. Hard run. Is that Near again?
That's Near. Yep, first down and goal from the 5-yard line.
I will say this. They're really executing really well right now.
I agree, because a few minutes ago we were sitting here talking about how Luther's defense looks like they have more players than we do. They were just in the backfield every play. And so now momentum has changed again. A rollout by Rouse, and he's going to get the corner, and he's got it. That's a touchdown. Nate Rouse.
You were talking about seeing that speed tonight, Todd, and there it is.
Speed around the corner, and he dove. Ball hits the pylon, and referee checked it, make sure he had the ball in his hand, and he did. So touchdown, Nate Rouse. Nice move to get to the corner. That puts the good guys back up 13-12 here. And kicking the extra point is Caden Leslie, the junior. And it's good. Puts the Knights up by 2, 14-12, which, like we said earlier, Luther hasn't kicked the ball at all. So I don't know if they have a field goal kicker that could make the difference up there, but they haven't tried an extra point or a field goal tonight.
No, and Leslie's been pretty solid so far. And we'll have the wind at our back at the end of the game in the fourth quarter. Hopefully we won't need it, but it's nice to know that you got a guy who can put the ball up, and he had plenty of leg on that one.
Yeah, he did. A soccer player. Well, we're going to take just a quick break here. This is Skordle TV. We'll be right back after these short messages.
Special teams. Tight end lined up right, one back offset to the right. That's Mark Bishop. Carson Bishop will keep it, and right up the middle he has close to a first down at the 42-yard line. Going to be stopped a yard short. Bishop helped up by Derek Doherty with good sportsmanship. Second at a yard.
You give a shout-out to Coach Fletcher Reed and his wife Jaden Reed, who just had their first baby. And I got a picture from Fletcher. Fletcher is normally the voice of the Garber Wolverines, so he's normally in this seat calling the game. So shout-out to him and his wife, and congratulations.
Congratulations to Coach Reed and his family. Second down at a yard of the 42-yard line. Tied in right, Bishop in the backfield. Low snap again. Carson picks it up. He'll have some running room. And then he's tripped up, but not before a first down carry at the 45-yard line. And Justice Hootner was at Tarango. It was Miguel Tarango that came up from corner and made the tackle.
Great job by Tarango. And like I said, we've talked about this, and you've heard us mention this a bunch, but, man, they have been great in open field tackling. That's been a big difference in keeping Garber from making big plays.
4.5 minutes to play in a rapidly played third quarter here on the High Plains Insurance Skordle Game of the Week. 8-man version from Garber, Oklahoma. First and 10, Bishop and company at the 45. Mark Bishop motions to the near side. Carson Bishop rolls that way. Now he's looking for Mark, dumps it off, and he has a first down as he's out of bounds to the near side boundary at the 43-yard line. Or make that 47-yard line. He's actually going to be a couple of yards short.
Good, simple, easy pass. Good job that time by Bishop to Bishop. Positive yardage.
Carson Bishop throwing his first passes of the year tonight. He had not been, at least on the stat sheet, credited with a pass. He'd carried 29 times. Mark Bishop now in double digits in receptions as a junior. Second and 2. They're back in Covington Douglas territory at the 47. Smith, the extra blocker of the backfield. Carson Bishop throws, and it's incomplete. He was looking for Domingo Ramirez, and he was hit immediately, and the ball dislodged from behind. It's third down and 2 now for the Wolverines.
Well, that ball probably should have been caught. Good contact there, but that ball really needed to be caught at this point in the game. And good throw there by Carson.
Throwing into the wind, which again is close to 20 miles per hour, was up over 20 out of the southeast, which means it's basically blowing in from the far corner of the south end zone. It's not directly into the players' faces, but it is certainly a factor tonight. Third down and 2 at the 47. Seth Smith lined up tight end right. Carson Bishop fakes the handoff. He keeps it and has a first down run. Tripped up at the 44-yard line. Needed 2, managed 3. And first down number 3 of the second half for the Wolverines.
Big first down conversion there for Garber. Garber really needs to put points on the board here.
That'll take us under 4 minutes to play in the third quarter. We are far from over in this one. 24-6. Garber has really, since the start of the second quarter, been in good rhythm offensively, but they've shot themselves in the foot, especially in the opening drive here in the third quarter. 1st and 10. Carson Bishop options right to Mark Bishop, and he gained some positive yardage to the 39-yard line, a gain of 5. They ran the option to the near side, and pretty good job of picking up 5 because the Wildcats had that diagnosed.
I really like the play calling and the kind of the adjustment that Coy has made here. This possession has been very well called.
3:47 to play here in the third quarter. Clock stops as Mark Bishop was hit out of bounds. And they've gone with Seth Smith, either the backfield or lined up just offset of the line of scrimmage. Carson Bishop gets a one-hop snap. Now he's going to run left. He has some running room out of an ankle tackle, and angles left out of bounds inside the 30. Boy, the timing of plays just really become troublesome when the snap's not back on the mark, and we've seen Carson Bishop handle and make something out of not a lot at times tonight for those snaps.
Well, and that's a scenario, too, where Tarango has had a lot of success going low on Bishop. Bishop this time was smart and kind of slowed down, and Tarango dove and grabbed a bunch of grass.
9 yards on a 2nd and 5 carry. 1st and 10 at the 30 of Covington Douglas for Garber. 3:15 to go in the third. Carson Bishop options right to Mark Bishop, and he's taken down behind the line of scrimmage. Guess who? Number 4, Gavin Hooten, came in for the quarter and read it perfectly. That's going to be a loss of 6 back to the 36.
Well, and that was just well played. Great job reading the play by the safety there. Actually, the corner. Big-time stop for Covington.
Let me just say something, if I can. The game ops crew here, outstanding. You go to a lot of fields, and they're very slow about getting where the line of scrimmage is or the down correct. Not here. They've been on top of it, so kudos to the press box crew. 2nd and 16 at the 36-yard line of the Wildcats for the Wolverines. Seth Smith is in the backfield, standing to the right of Carson Bishop. Bishop gets the exchange, rolling right. He pump fakes, pulls it down, and he is sacked. Cooper Sherman was there first. He didn't make the tackle. Instead, Blake Hamlet swallowed him under. And all of a sudden, just like the first drive of the third quarter, this one going backwards after Garber had gotten into the opposition's end of the field. 3rd down and 16 at the 39-yard line. 2 minutes exactly to play third quarter. 24-6 our score. Covington Douglas looking for a 5-0 start. This will be their 3rd win of the year on the road. They were picked 2nd in Class B, District 3 behind Sealing. Seth Smith will be deployed as a receiver, split short left. 2 receivers that way, an empty backfield. Carson Bishop to throw. Running out of time, down he goes. He just kind of sat down as he had Cash Pearson coming from one end and Blake Hamlet from the other. And that is back-to-back sacks for Hamlet and company as the loss goes back to the 47. That's a loss of 8. It's 4th down and 24.
And once again, Garber can't sustain a drive. They got a good drive going, get a couple negative yardage plays, and they drop back twice and get sacked. And so, Covington kind of starting to creep away from this.
Their first 7 plays of that drive, they moved from the 33 down to the 30-yard line, and they only went to 3rd down once. They'll punt it away. And this is a short punt into the wind. It's going to hit near the 32-yard line and then take a Covington bounce and be covered up past the 35 at about the 37-yard line. So that's a 10-yard punt into the wind. And Covington Douglas already up 3 scores, have it late in the third quarter leading.
6.5 left to play. Marlowe's still facing into the wind. They're still pinned deep in their own territory. Go make something happen right here. Give yourself a chance.
The 6-yard line is exactly where they took over in the last drive. Gilbert is able to keep it, and he's breaking free. He really fooled the Pauls Valley defense. And we're going to have a hold right there on the 15-yard line. And so this ball is going to come back from the 15, but really solid execution by Gilbert to pull that ball free from Morgan and elude the Pauls Valley defense for a gain of 10 before the hold.
This is really going to be almost like a no play. It's going to be half the distance, bring it back. It'll be basically
8-yard line.
Yeah.
This officiating crew has done a nice job here tonight. I think first down and about 11. You're right. Take it right back to about the 6-yard line. Maybe just inside it at the 4. Other game of the week tonight in Garber. Covington Douglas on top of the Wolverines 24-6 for the war on 74. Gilbert passing along the call to the lineman. Gilbert hands it to Morgan. No room at all. Morgan has started to be bottled up by this Pauls Valley interior.
And it's still a 2-possession game, so Marlowe, I mean, of course they want to move the chains, but they're content grinding clock right now, too. They've done a great job of managing this clock with a lead in their fourth quarter.
Really good performance in the second half all the way around by Marlowe. Defense come up with 3 interceptions. The offense with some time-consuming drives and big plays. And the running of the sophomore in the ball game, Hudson Morgan, has been a big difference. Gilbert is going to go back to pass. He is hit. He's hit, and the ball is loose. Are they going to call it an incomplete pass, or did the Outlaws get back on it?
Looks like the Outlaws got back on it outside of the end zone.
What a dangerous play, Sean.
That ball's well inside the 1-yard line.
So that is a fumble. The Outlaws recovered it at the 1-yard line. That is a big, big play in this game.
And again, if you're Pauls Valley defensively right here, you don't know how many possessions you have left. You got to make something happen here. Bring some pressure.
Marlowe is just going to try to get a little room for force the punt. And they didn't push it out much. Let's say that ball goes out to about the 3-yard line, where they will kick it back to Pauls Valley into this wind. And you mentioned, Sean, you were a little surprised that the Panthers didn't go after the last punt. You would think this punt, especially with the end zone, the punter Gilbert with his foot on the back of the end zone, that they might try to come get this.
Yeah, and again, you don't know how many possessions you have left. So even if you score, give Marlowe the ball back, I mean, there's no guarantee you're going to.
The quarter is hit initially by Blake Hamlet, who tried to grab him by the jersey, and then finally he's knocked out of bounds by Hamlet and company at the 47-yard line of Covington Douglas. That'll be a gain of 4.
Like that play call, too. Good job of getting the ball out to Mark on the edge. But once again, Covington has been so sound on the defensive side of the ball tackling tonight.
32-6 our score. Next week we are at Perkins Tryon for the Demons and Metro Christian, likely a district championship game in week number 6, at least looking to the early season standings. 2 receivers to the near side. Carson Bishop will keep it running right, and he's cut down to the 41-yard line of Covington. That is right at the first down marker, and they haven't signaled first down yet. They're taking a look at it, and it will be a first down. Not by much, but enough to refresh the down marker.
And mentioning our games next week, we'll have another great 8-man matchup as Velma Alma travels to Dewar for a great matchup there. Excited to cover that game. Those will be our first 2 times. First time we've ever been in Dewar to cover a game. First time we've ever been in Perkins to cover a game.
This pair of Skordle schools going to battle here tonight. That'll be the final play of the third quarter. So some work to do for the homestanding Wolverines. They trail Covington Douglas 32-6 with 12 minutes to go here at the High Plains Insurance.
Johnson really wishing he had that one back. We've seen that a couple of times this game. Cooksy's put a really good ball in front of the hands of a Blanchard wide receiver. Just haven't been able to reach pay dirt on some of those catches. But a really good throw there from Cooksey. Just wasn't able to make the connection there with Johnson.
3rd and 10. Blanchard's only taking 14 seconds off the clock here on this drive. as Cooksey out of the gun rolls to his left. Cooksey steps up, throws, it's intercepted. Palmer's got it at the 30, at the 20, returning it inside the 10 and knocked out of bounds at the 7-yard line. Braden Palmer jumps that route. It's returned down to the 8-yard line. It'll be a 1st and goal for Hara.
A little puzzling there. Obviously, Todd, we really thought they'd really try and hammer down the run there just to bleed some clock off. But, I mean, you could make that argument, but on the same side, you know, Cooksey makes a really good pass that, you know, should have been completed, and they probably would have been, you know, having a first down. So a little bit of a bang-bang opportunity there, but hate to see the interception here when the game's pretty much put away.
1st and goal, Hara. This is Johnson running it to the right side out of the Wildcat and nothing doing. It's strung out to the sideline, and he'll gain nothing. Right back to the line of scrimmage. It'll be 2nd and goal.
Really good there by the Blanchard front. They really rallied to the ball. They saw that the run was coming from the edge. They've done really well all game sealing that edge, not really allowing Hara to really get anything going horizontally.
2nd and goal from the 8-yard line. McLaughlin back in now. McCarrick's back in at running back. Now Hara's going to run someone on late. Play clock at 13. McLaughlin takes the snap. Hands to McCarrick, running left, and he's spun down by Gage Ellison at the 7-yard line after a gain of 1. It'll be 3rd down and goal for the Panthers at the Blanchard 7.
It's been a much better performance the second half for the defense, even though the offense gave away the ball here in that last drive. I think it's kind of like a game within a game here for the Blanchard defense. Obviously, red zone isn't something they've really had to deal with a lot this game. It's just another opportunity to go out and stop who you're playing the ball in front of.
3rd and goal at the 7-yard line. McIntyre's got 2 receivers to his left, the tight end that way as well. 1 receiver right, McCarrick to his right in the backfield. Fakes the handoff to McCarrick, throws in the flat, nearly picked off. Carter and Terrence Johnson were in coverage. They ran into each other because the receivers also ran into each other, and it's incomplete. It'll be
times. Been an interesting game here this evening. Under center, Gilbert hands it to Robertson. Robertson is, look at that line coming back to push him forward. Marlowe not quitting.
Great extra effort push by the ball carrier and the Marlowe offensive line right there. Just understanding that a first down, just continue to grind that clock.
It's been really an interesting contest, and both teams I think have played well tonight, but Sean, 3 turnovers from Marlowe in the first half really didn't cost them as much as the Pauls Valley turnovers have cost them here in the second half, and Marlowe's going to end up right now, they're +1 in the turnover battle when it looked like there was no way that they could overcome what had happened in the first half to win that situation of the game.
Yeah, it's been like you said, kind of an interesting game as far as the ups and downs, momentum shifts on both sides. We said it over and over again tonight, Mark, but I've been really impressed with both these teams. They've played a ton of snaps tonight. Both these teams are still playing extremely hard, extremely physical game. It's been a heck of a lot of fun to be a part of.
There's some other scores from Class 2A tonight. They're in the third quarter. Chisholm looking to pick up another win after knocking off Kingfisher 2 weeks ago. 20-14, they lead over Newkirk. Luther on top of Crossings Christian, 18-14. 3rd down and 5. Pauls Valley with one more timeout. Gilbert under center. Most of the game he's been in the pistol formation. Shotgun. Marlowe going with the fullback. And a timeout. Third and 5 to go. Certainly within field goal range here to make it 19-7. That doesn't change the possessions of the game. It's still a 2-possession game even with 3 points here.
Good job of both teams right there on that last.
Short side of the field was Gavin Hooten, and he turns that in to a 20-yard run.
The run will give Covington Douglas a 1st down and 10 at the Garber 45-yard line.
9:31 to play. The clock is frozen. Hooten hit out of bounds. Gavin getting more active offensively, and he's had a big game defensively here in the second half. From the Garber 45-yard line, Wildcat 1st and 10. Tarango and Hooten split to each side. Back to throw. Smith had a receiver streaking down the seam, and he was offline with the throw, incomplete. Miguel Tarango was open. Mark Bishop was in the vicinity, though, for the Wolverines.
Yeah, and that was a play they scored on earlier on. Better job covering that in the secondary for Garber.
Wolverines are going to bring into the ball game Cord Southwick. He is a freshman, wearing number 13. And now coming out of the ball game is going to be Colton Dietz, 2nd and 10. Motion man, Hooten to the near side. Throw near side, ball caught, turns inside 45 to the 30, to the 20, to the 15. He's gone. 10, 5, touchdown, Covington Douglas. It's Justice Halcup on the slip screen. Takes it 45 yards after he's
defensive play, but
oh man, and he got face mask. Did look like a face mask to me, but they didn't call it. But
certainly grazed him up high, the defender there. But so Bears are going to take over on their own 44.
Okay,
2:19 and all 3 timeouts.
Oh, they got confusion here, fellas. They're not set. Oh, there's Logan.
Play action and throw out there. Is that a catch?
Incomplete.
Yeah,
incomplete. It bounced.
Man, I think if he gets his hips flipped a little quicker, he kind of throw it like a sidearm there.
So going to be 2nd down and 10 from the 44. 2:08 to play as the incomplete pass stops the clock.
Man.
All tied here in Ardmore. So Bears are going to split Rudd.
Hold on.
And
No,
Kirby,
they're not set.
They're not set. And
they
so they snapped it too early. That's on the quarterback.
Yeah.
You've got to make sure your guys are set.
Yeah.
And we had Kirby and Rudd both moving around trying to get the play signaled in. And Bear, they went ahead and took the snap.
Oh, legal shift. Okay. Yep, good call there.
So illegal shift. We got 2 guys moving out here. So they pick up 4 yards. So Ardmore's got a decision. Did they make it 3rd and 6 or 2nd and
looks like they're going to take the penalty then. There we go.
Yeah. So they're going to give us an extra down, and that might actually be to our favor a little bit.
Yeah, no doubt. Give us another down here.
I don't think they're marking that.
Hey,
they're
by the way,
2nd and 10.
Is the play clock 40 or 25? I'm just curious. Because it seems like they had.
Yeah. I think they're marking this wrong. It was 2nd and 10, and they're marking it right back to 2nd and 10. It should be 2nd and 15, and they're talking about it right now.
There we go. Now they're going to. Yeah,
and
good
the
call,
Ardmore
Randy.
coach is halfway out on the field saying, you didn't mark the penalty off, and he's right. So 2nd down 15 for the Bears here. 2:02 to play. All tied at 21 here in Ardmore. So Bear under center takes the snap, and he's going deep, and just a little underthrown.
Yep. He had him too.
Yeah, we had a step out there, but good closing speed by the defender, and the ball a little underthrown, broken up. Trying to get that out there to Lane.
Yep.
That's going to bring 3rd and 15 with a minute. And now the Bears got to be careful. You don't want to give Ardmore the ball back with a lot of time here, Shane. So these incomplete passes and these penalties stop the clock.
And, Bear kind of throwing the ball into that, a little bit of that stiff wind. So that was a
3rd and 15. Here's the play. Play action. It's a screen to Bryson
Carey.
We got
him. Oh, get outside.
Oh, Bryson, stay on your feet, buddy.
Attaboy.
He's got it. First down. Bryson Carey picks up 16 on 3rd and 15.
Oh, that's job right there. So little wide receiver screen. Bryson Carey does a tremendous job of keeping that play going. And got just enough to move the chains, got into Ardmore territory, Randy, so that was outstanding.
So 45-yard line of Ardmore, 140 and running is the clock.
Well, you'd like to get a big gain here, obviously. So
Bear takes a snap, he's back,
Oh!
and throws behind. Is that Rudd?
That was Kirby.
Kirby there.
Kirby open for about a 6-yard in there, and he threw it behind him. And
man, if he catches that, Randy, he has some running a lane to run through as well.
Yeah, he's probably going to at least get a first down.
Yeah.
So Stops the clock with a minute 31. Bears on their Ardmore 45, 2nd and 10, all tied. Bear takes a snap and throws the in route to Lane off his hands.
Well, that's on Lane there. That ball should be caught.
Yeah, got to catch that. Got to catch it. And lucky it's not picked off.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because it popped it up in the air.
Yeah, good ball there. A little kind of a deep slant route and right at the stick. Yeah.
So minute 27, 3rd and 10.
Guys, we kind of abandoned the run.
Yeah, I agree.
So Bear rolling to his left, and he's setting up. He throws it. He's got a man. It's picked off at the 5. He threw it a little late, Shane.
Yeah, sure did.
So picked off there by number 2?
Number 4.
Number 4.
Yeah.
So that's Halstead.
Yep.
Picks it off at the 5-yard line, returns it to the 25 with a minute 12 to play. Ardmore's going to set up actually on their own 26-yard line. 1st and 10, all tied, minute 12. Ardmore does not have any timeouts, so it's going to be hard for him to move the length of the field here.
Man, I'm sorry, Randy. You had Carey just past the first down marker. He was wide open, but then he kept going. Joey kind of hesitated, and he threw it a little bit deeper than because, I mean, like I said, into that wind, that's going to be a tough pass, but that was good play there by Halstead.
So look out for some razzle-dazzle here, Shane.
Yeah, I agree.
We're going to have some Ardmore's not the kind of team that's going to drop back and throw the ball down the
they
field.
do have number 9 back in there.
So there's the counter play, and he breaks it. Kirby gets him by the ankles at about the 40. He falls forward. It's that Laster again.
Yep, sure was.
So he picks up 17, 18 yards there on 1st down out to the 40.
So now the clock is moving here, like you said, Randy. No timeout, so that's working against Ardmore here. You got to look. They're going to take a shot. You're going to have to take a shot at some point.
Yeah. So
they're going to give it again.
Fullback trap.
There we go.
Big
Good
hit.
No doubt. Good hit there.
So gets about 4.
Connor Franks.
Was that Franks
Yeah,
on
sure
that hit?
was.
No, that was
sorry,
Hensley.
Sorry,
Hensley. I mean, he put.
Man, he lit him up, didn't he?
He put the wood to him there after a pickup of about 4.
Okay, now Standridge and Wilson, be careful here. Our safety's got to be careful. Watch a release. We got twins down here, and there's 12 men on the field. They didn't call it. There you go.
There you go.
There you go.
Got the flag.
Pick!
The Bears pick it off.
Yeah, decline that. There we go.
Yeah, who got that?
We got it.
Kirby?
We got it, Kirby.
Kirby picks that off at the Bear 48. We're going to have 18 seconds to play.
Is that a dead ball foul, though?
No, I don't
think so.
Yeah, that's.
So you can I always forget that 12
No,
man.
they're giving us the ball.
Okay, sweet. Right there. Here we go.
All right, so pick off there by Kirby. And Bears are going to have the ball with 18 seconds.
We're going to call timeout right here.
All of our timeouts left, but 48-yard line, Bear 48. And I don't know, guys.
Man,
get this thing down to the 15 or so. Do you kick it?
Oh, man.
Into the wind.
Yeah, I would say. I mean, I see what you're saying, but, man, I think with that wind, if we're going the other direction, maybe. But let's get inside the 10 first. How about that?
There you go, 18 seconds. I mean, if I was out there, I couldn't run.
Perry back to pass. He's able to get away from the rush. 2nd down, he's just going to head out of bounds. That's a smart play. Stops the clock with 1:46 to go. Cassia Hall has rallied back to take the lead on Holland Hall 29-21. Third down and 5 for the Pauls Valley Panthers. Perry throws it short. Pass is caught. Dakota Weatherford had a big catch in the first half. He's able to move the chains.
Marlowe's conceding that underneath game right now, giving them the 6, 7, 8 yard routes. Just keep the ball in front and make that make that clock keep churning.
Perry just throws that one away. Smart play. Lives for another down. Second down and 10. Also been really impressed tonight with Peyton Eddy from the very beginning of the game at the defensive end position. He's going to get a little bit of a breather here after harassing Perry on the play.
He's been all over the field defensively for Marlowe, whether it be the pass game or run game. He's made a ton of tackles tonight, a ton of quarterback pressures. Done a great job of containing the edge run game for Pauls Valley as well.
Perry reverse rollout, and there's Morgan, the sophomore, coming in on the defensive side of the ball and getting a big rush and a sack. Perry going to just throw this one up, and there's about 3 Marlowe defenders over there and a Pauls Valley receiver, but I think the ball is out of bounds where no one can make a play on it, and it'll be 4th down and long, 4th and 20 to go for Pauls Valley.
Got to get the ball to the 37 for a first down for Pauls Valley. If you're the Marlowe secondary, you're fine with them completing underneath, make a tackle, turn over on downs, and put a knee on it.
Here comes another blitz from Morgan. This ball just goes up, and could have been the 5th interception of the second half. It's like kind of trying to field the punt. Rylan Ray Jr. has it fall through his hands, but this will do it. Marlowe will come out, take a couple snaps, and they will improve to 4-0 as they head to Lone Grove next week to face the 3-1 Longhorns. Sean, I'll tell you what, impressed with both teams tonight, but certainly have to be really impressed with the second half played by the Outlaws.
Yeah, absolutely. And we kind of talked about, what would each team do to come out and make some adjustments and things like that. The running game for Marlowe's been very impressive in the second half. Hudson Morgan at tailback's kind of taking the game over. Running game really established, allowed them to put some long drives together, really grind that clock down, keep the ball out of Pauls Valley's hands, and punch a few in the running game. But like you said, Mark, both of these are 2 good football teams. Talent-wise, effort-wise, both teams have played extremely hard. So both these teams are going to make some noise going throughout 3A2 the rest of the year.
Victory formation will have to take one more snap to do it. And once again, I just want to say thank you to the administration here at Marlowe that allowed us to come down and do this game tonight. It was an impressive presentation from the fans that arrived here, from the performance of the cheerleaders, the Palms at halftime, to the band, and been a great night. The Outlaws improved to 4-0. Athletic director here is Darren Brantley, and Superintendent Corey Holland. And that will wrap it up. So for Sean Meek tonight, Ella Sutkin and Camden Billy, our crew, I'm Mark Rogers. Final score, Marlowe 22, Pauls Valley 7. We'll see you next time on the Skordle Game of the Week.
And Silver. Garber, though, trying to put together a furious fourth quarter comeback. They toss it left to Mark Bishop, and Bishop breaking tackles, almost took it to the house. He was stood up by Justin Hooten, who about had him to the ground, and then he took Hooten for a ride, and then Justice finally gets him down at the 11-yard line, a gain of 8, second and short.
Great job keeping his legs turning by Mark Bishop there.
Ball officially at the 12, so give him 7. It's second down and 3, and he did most of that after contact. 5:18 and counting to play. Garber inside the red zone deep at the 12-yard line. Can they finish the drive off? Carson Bishop gets the snap. Now he'll keep it on a quarterback draw, and Blake Hamlet jumps on his back and spins him down. Not much blocking that time, not much resistance by Covington Douglas's or Garber's offensive front. I was talking about the offensive line for the Wildcats, and they're going to get better. They will. But that defensive front has really been good tonight.
Yeah, they've been very stout. They don't really have too many big guys up front. They got some good, stocky, speedy guys, and they got bigger linebackers in there. But no, I agree. They've been very impressive.
202, 185, and 193. There are 3 down linemen among starters tonight. Third down, a couple at the 11-yard line. Carson Bishop fakes the handoff. Now he makes a cut in the backfield, and he submarines down. It's going to be close to the first down.
Give them some credit, no doubt about it.
Yeah. So Bears are going to take over here on the 10, first and goal. Of course, no clock other than the play clock. And Bears going to open up with 2 split left and Lane split out here to the right. Peterman in the backfield next to Joey Bear.
There's Peterman to the right, Randy.
There's that. And he's run down from behind. And
okay.
So Davis out in front blocking. Bears had some success running that play, but it took a little too long to develop, and the pursuit from the backside caught Peterman.
Yeah.
And
you like his patience there.
Yeah.
He's trying to find, get his hand
trying
on.
to set that block up.
Yes.
So he picks up 2.
Okay.
Second goal from the 8.
All right.
And it's going to be a throw out in the flat to Kirby. And
he's in.
He's
in.
Breaks a tackle there.
Good block there,
Good
by
block
the way,
by Rudd.
Trevor Rudd, no doubt.
Rudd.
Yes.
Yeah, he didn't hold. He just pushed the kid to the sideline.
Right,
So
pushed him out of bounds, and Kirby breaks a tackle there about the 5 and gets into the corner of the end zone. So the Bears score.
Oh, this is huge here,
And
fellas. This is
coming out for the extra point.
Big kick here.
big kick right here.
Into the wind.
Into
Again,
the
it's
wind.
blowing. Again, still pretty good.
Yeah,
Austin
Hasn't let up.
Bond.
Yeah, just the snap and the hold have to be big here.
Steely holding. Bond's got it up,
good.
and
Attaboy.
Great
good.
kick.
Yeah.
Okay.
Great snap.
So,
kick.
28-21. So the Tigers will get the ball, and they have to score, or the Bears win.
Now they're going to flip the switch on. If they score, do they go for 2?
Just tracked him down and really wrapped him up nicely.
Timeout by the Luther Lions. They're going to have to figure out what's going on here. Great defensive play. Luther's backed up to their their 15-yard line. Third down.
Got to like that. Force the Luther Lions to use a timeout. We backed him up, and the defense had that covered. If Benton wouldn't have gotten there, it didn't really matter. He had nowhere to go, and there were a number of Knights in the near vicinity ready to make that tackle.
I'm guessing there was a good defensive coverage in the back.
And there he goes, just up the middle. But he's going to be short gain, so attaboy. Connor Franks, man, has had a really nice night here.
He really has.
Man, he gave him 2 yards on that.
So pickup of 2, 2nd and 8 for Ardmore. So Ardmore in the same spot. Bears were at 2nd and 8. We'll see what they've got up their sleeve here. So watch for that reverse.
Yeah, guys, I also like, the Halstead kid down here with Bryson. He's had just kind of watch something here.
So they're packed in tight there with Halstead split right, motion left. They fake the pitch, and rolling out
over
is Miller, and he throws, and it's
There's
caught.
a hold. We got a hold right here, though, I think.
It's caught in the end zone by Halstead for the touchdown, but we've got a flag back here.
Are they going to call a face mask? Golly, it's on us, man.
So Miller did a great job eluding the rush there. They faked the toss sweep.
You know what's going to happen? They're going to take this penalty and force it on the extra point. So it's going to be the extra try is going to be from the 1 yard line. They're going to go for 2 here, I bet.
So what's the penalty?
Face mask.
Face mask.
So.
Okay. So Miller does a good job avoiding the rush, Shane.
Sure did.
Bought time, and Halstead just became backyard football.
Absolutely.
Hey, you find an open space, and I'm going to throw it up.
Yep. And
that's what happened.
Give great credit to Standridge for getting there, but again, when you're pursuing at that speed, he took kind of a rough angle there and allowed Miller to kind of spin out of that. So if you get about 5 yards, start breaking down, focus on those hips, and, drill him in the back and pull him down. But, yeah, great job by Miller. Like you said, a little backyard football there.
So they're going to have the ball, looks like half the distance to the goal from the 3. So put the ball at the 1.5, and Ardmore looks like they're going for it. So it's going to be ball game right here. If they make the 2-point conversion, they win it. If the Bears hold them, the Bears have escaped with another victory.
Yeah,
down here.
absolutely. It's so here we go, man. Another tremendous finish here. Just one time, fellas. One time here. Let's be good. There's a lot of confidence here. I mean, they've had some nice stops from this distance tonight. So,
right. So Halstead, who's made some big catches for him. Ardmore hadn't had a lot of catches, but he's made them tonight. He's splitting wide left.
Sure is.
Everybody else packed in tight.
Yeah, Kirby's kind of cutting that off there. He's kind of splitting the difference there a little bit.
Yeah, he's avoiding.
He's got to be Singleton.
To stop the slant there.
This is Singleton. That's a false start. The guy is moving. There it is. Thank you. Nope, false start. Nope, they're going to have to kick it now. Flag is down. They were not set. Not set, so this is coming back.
Yeah.
And did they even get across anyway?
So Bears.
No good.
No good.
No good. Yeah.
So
they stopped him short. Who got in there?
Nice.
Steven?
There we go. So look at the excitement. The Trevor Hand is going bonkers over there on the
Well,
sidelines.
their coaches are all the way over here.
Well, either way, it's off. It's a false start.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, but there again,
so they'd have to run it from the 6.
Yeah, they're going to.
Oh, they just gave him another penalty on their coaches.
So,
but it's over anyway.
Yeah.
It's over.
Let's just make sure
That's
here.
it.
Nice.
Bears are heading.
The
Their Bears
come
are
down
yeah.
here. A second overtime.
I tell you what, from the 1.5, and it looked like he was going to fight his way in there. I don't know if you could see Stephen who kind of got him to the ground.
I couldn't tell who it was that got him down. There were so many in there, but
We got a replay, Dave?
his knee was down before he reached
okay.
the ball across.
Okay.
So Bears in another thriller,
Man,
Shane.
holy cow, that was
another
outstanding.
overtime win down here, 28-27. Bears.
We're yet to use one with 2:45 to play and counting here in the ball game. So it's 3rd down and 10 at the 38-yard line, a 20-point Covington Douglas lead. The closest that Garber has been was at 12-6. It was 20-6 at halftime. And then the Wolverines have put a furious second-half rally together, and they have to be wondering where they would have been had they've been able to convert on 2 drives to start the second half that bogged down to the opposition's end of the field. Ford Smith will throw to the near side. Thayer with the catch. Thayer breaking tackles, stretch it out near side.